Welcome to Clash Masters Season 2. This is our second week of the qualifier, and we are rip-roaring ready to get a finalist crowned. A $20,000 prize pool event with money on the line today and points for our end-of-season playoffs. Thanks for joining us. My name's Woody, and I'm pleased to be joined here once again by Carbon Fin. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much. I was watching yesterday, and you guys had some amazing action. Today, there's a lot of teams that people are going to be totally surprised who's going to be competing to try to win week number 2. And these teams have fought all the way to get to this point. And like you said, there is a huge prize pool on the line for these teams, because what they're trying to compete is try to get those points and then also $1,500 for this week. But I think, Woody, we should take a look at the bracket to show the viewers exactly who we have here that's going to be competing. To be starting this off, we have Axio versus Hager Metal, and then the next match right after that is going to be Space Station versus Dark Jack. So a lot of teams here are making a name for themselves. I cannot wait to see these new teams that some viewers may not have seen before.
Yeah, we have got some up-and-coming squads, some upset victories from yesterday, and a completely wide-open bracket for these 4 teams right now. There are some familiar names, though. Of course, Hagura Metal, big part of the Queen Walker's clan family, and Space Station, another squad we've seen in competitive esports events in the past. But Axio and Dark Jack, relative newcomers who have toppled some incredibly tough teams. For Axio, they've defeated Tompanai Empire, a golden ticket squad. And then for Dark Jack, having been able to come up over in the top X team with a perfect war yesterday. Very impressive showings all around, and expecting some really tight wars today, Carbon.
Absolutely. We're going to be seeing these teams battle it out, and we do know there was kind of that update or the new troop and event coming in Clash of Clans, but we won't be seeing that Royal Ghost here today. It won't be used in the competition because it just dropped. And, you know, last year, I think, maybe not last year, maybe 2019 when we saw it, it was absolutely crazy. People were using Royal Ghost. And that was actually the first time I ever got a perfect war in Legends League, was using an army that had like all Royal Ghosts in it. So I know pros later down the line, they will figure out some amazing attack strategy with it. But it's not going to be used here today. So that's definitely good in terms of for these teams that prepared bases, ready to go, and still can't wait to see what the teams are going to be bringing today. But we're going to be seeing maybe potentially that new scenery. Depends if they ended up unlocking it and putting on a base that they had, since it is a friendly war. Who knows? But if you guys unlocked it, let us know in chat as well. But I'm wondering what specific attack strats we've been seeing all of it, right? We've been seeing from ground, we've been seeing some air as well, but the first attack is here, and we see Care from Dark Souls, and it is a ground, and look at this. We haven't seen all too much of the Super Bowler here, Woody.
Yeah, not much at all, but 4 of them in this attack from Coward by Dark Souls. We saw mostly Laloon, a little bit of Hybrid yesterday on the ground, and maybe a little bit of P.E.K.K.A. Smash and Dragon Riders, although a little bit less and less effective. So to see Super Bowlers, a relatively new troop, come in that hasn't yet caught on in the meta, hasn't really started to give up that big value yet, this is really going to potentially be a major storyline here for the day if Super Bowlers can get the triple on the very first attack for Dark Souls, a squad that playing in here today up against Hagura Metal really needs to show an excellent performance. They have had a lower average star performance, so they're really going to be relying on their defenses. If they can get a big win right off the beginning, that will be extremely important. So you're going to catch that tornado trap early, but lots of value from the Super Bowlers bounce, and those are very healthy, high HP troops. So the healers are doing excellent work at keeping them topped off. This is something sort of like a P.E.K.K.A. Smash attack combined with almost like Yetis, but different in its own right because of the splash damage there. Can they crack down this Town Hall and keep them all safe under Eternal Tome, Carbon?
Yeah, it looks like, they're able to make it. Town Hall does go down, but remember, they're going to step over the Town Hall poison effect. So hopefully they do just walk right around it. Queen walking her way up to the Wizard Tower. Now she's going to take the jump back towards the top side. but he invests the freeze. He's got another freeze and invisibility spell for this royal champion. The queen does not have her ability anymore, so he's going to rely on this RC to clutch up the rest. Can she push her way through with just a few more spells left?
I do not know. There's a lot left to go, but Freeze is out there on the Inferno Tower. Royal Champion doing her best to stab on through, getting some help from Lassie as well. Oh, big bomb goes off, and that's going to be the death of those two pets. Royal Champion ability still left to use, though. Can pop it off against both of those single target defenses. They go down. I think that's a triple, Carbon.
It is indeed. Carrot of Dark Souls coming away with the first 3-star here, getting it done with the Super Bowlers. We have not seen the Super Bowlers being used all that much, and this is exactly what took the base down. We saw the value that you push your way through, but when you use these Super Bowlers, you really have to think about the value that you'll get when they skip through, and especially that Town Hall. You have to worry about if that is you're gonna stand over it, if the Giga Bomb's gonna kill you off. But remember, you have that Warden ability, which you need to protect them pushing your way in, and he did exactly that. And that Royal Champion helped get that 3-star.
Hey, the single bounce is nice, so the double is twice as great. Congratulations to Carrot on making that Super Bowler attack work. Potentiality for a little bit of a change up in the metagame now on bases that give value to the double bounce for the Super Bowler, especially if you would otherwise want to do a sort of P.E.K.K.A attack but need to be able to bounce that damage maybe over a wall, or are finding some sort of way to get that splash effect for maximum value. Knocking down additional cannons over on that right side next to the Town Hall also helped out against a potential return fire on the back end. Royal Champion really was the key to the victory there. Even with some Super Bowlers surviving till the end, her ability to hop over those walls, dealing with targets like a multi-target Inferno, getting a swap off of that Unicorn, in fact, for a little bit of extra healing as well. That was a very well-planned attack and bodes particularly well for Dark Souls, especially being able to grab victory over a squad that has had a higher, as I said before, average star against them. So defense now for Axio could be game-changing and give Hagura Metal a really tough time in this war. They'll need to get the triple just to keep pace.
Absolutely. You have to keep the 3-stars rolling in. We've seen it in many qualifiers before, and these wars really come down to the 13, 14, and like you've seen the other day, a perfect war. So you're going to have to keep pace, and you're going to hopefully have your defense to see if they can stand the test of these attacks. But now we have these Zap Dragons with the 5 lightning spells, dropping the lightnings kind of offset here to really get a little bit more value. And down goes the Inferno Towers and Build Huts as well. So now he can help push his queen, it looks like, in towards this Town Hall using a Sneaky Goblin Health Funneler. She should be able to grab this, and then still even has the king to deploy a little bit later.
Smith Pro taking a few more pop shots out here on the right corner. Not going to commit hard to this queen charge, but with an easy access Town Hall, that is definitely something that you are happy to grab early on. That saves the Stone Slammer, big siege machine for heavy offense later on in the raid. Particularly good for an aerial-based attack like you see here from Smith Pro, relying on mass drags rather than Inferno drags, which took a little bit of dip in power with the recent balance changes. Instead, this attack remains one of the strongest aerial complements in the game, and with an early Eternal Tome as well, protecting a lot of these dragons from Inferno Towers, air defenses, keeping that Stone Slammer right on target. They'll even get early pathing out to the Eagle Artillery, supported with a Tesla pop-up that will help the pathing for Smith Pro rather than hurt it.
Yeah, the pathing is pushing these dragons straight into the middle by that scatter shot. The Stone Slammer is finally now just going to pop and pulling out some super minions from the Clan Council. Some balloons and another dragon does come out, but this free spell in the core finds the Tornado Trap as well, but saving on to the Royal Champion. And needs to drop another freeze to keep the momentum pushing through. But look, if he can drop this RC potentially down south, no, sensor off to the left, move into the scatter. But he does have one invis and king ability. It's looking pretty good to get this one done.
I'm liking this a lot. A minute 15 is plenty for cleaning up on just 18% of the base. That multi-target Inferno down in the center of that bottom compartment could be tricky, but with the big Royal Champion shield tossed off, she's going to do as much as she can to narrow out the passage and get those dragons back on target. Even if they go down, though, we've got some nice cleanup along the outer edge with the Barbarian King and just too few buildings to put up a defense for Godzilla. This is going to be another smashing success for the offense. Smith Pro for Hagura Metal ties this war up on a 3-3 overall.
Brilliant job. Got it done with the dragons. One of the strongest attack strategies that I definitely would say in Clash of Clans at Town Hall 14. If you're all sitting at home and trying to say, hey, which attack should I be learning? Should I be coming in with a ground like a Pekka Smash, maybe a Lalo, or a hybrid? Definitely think if you're on the fence about any in particular attack, you should definitely be picking this one. It's a really straightforward attack where you're funneling on two different sides and you're sending those dragons and dragon riders into the core of the base, and it gets so much value. And it's really can be used on so many different bases and those base designs, especially the town halls in the middle. You can really adapt the strategy. You can involve, like you saw, lightning spells here, or you could take clone spells with a blimp. So it's really adaptable. You can put it onto even bases like we saw with town halls on the edge that could be on the outside where the queen can grab some really nice value. But we're seeing the ground with super bowlers. We're seeing the air with the dragons. We're going to be seeing a lot of different attack strategies here today. And I can't wait to see what's going to be coming up next, Woody.
Loons, hybrid attacks with the Hogs and Miners. Those are the two dominant attack strategies right now that we saw yesterday performing particularly well. So the fact that we got both a ground and an area attack and neither of them were the most popular ones is kind of surprising to me. Are we going to find that next? No, we're instead going to actually maintain the same pressure as before with mass drags, Dragon Rider complement as well for Adam by Dark Souls. They saw it work. So why not give it a shot on your own? Rocket balloons outside, grab an easy snipe on that air defense. Great read there by Adam. You even get some additional poke damage up there on the top side with a balloon that goes in, seeking for any air mines. Doesn't catch any this time around, but does get value, knocking apart one building up top, and you can get a little bit of chip damage on that wizard tower. Adam's going to go for an early drop here now on the right corner. It's that big dragon army. On the bottom right side, though, we've got Sui Heroes doing a little bit of additional work on to take out an air defense down there as well. Nice positioning on this Warden. An early Eternal Tome to protect that Battle Olympus goes directly for the Town Hall. The CC pull is out, though, and there's no poison. This is going to be a tricky one. Oh, there's the poison. Never mind.
And now the super minis are coming out, but the Town Hall has gone down, and the split is going to help force these dragons straight into the core of this base. Does drop a freeze on the back end. Tries to heal up these troops right into the middle, but he's still got the king with his ability and the Royal Champion to use it. And the nice thing is, nothing else will come out of this clan castle, so he can drop the Royal Champion up top, and he does just that. But these dragons, though, have been going down pretty quick, but he's still got the king ability. He's going to run through the whole bottom side, and it's looking like another triple coming in here for Dark Souls.
Magnificent job by Adam, showing the versatility of the Dark Souls lineup and why they've been able to make it here to the semifinals today. You have to be able to deal with a wide variety of bases and use multiple different tactics, and here we do see it used quite perfectly. Congratulations to Adam, running a little bit low on troops here at the end, but it ought to still be enough with a free spell left in tow for the swag effect at the end, and a Dragon Rider still roaring for victory. This is the triple, in fact, and we'll have quite a bit of time left at the end. Axio and Hagura Metal are going to be just fine on both sides, 3 for 3 out of the first attacks.
They are answering each other with their triples, and this is what they need to do. Keep pace in order to have this chance to win. We've seen it again, and I'm talking about it here. And we're going to have to see a 14, maybe 14-star performance. It's going to be that one fail that will make all the difference. And if you do fail, it has to be closer to that 99%, which you hate to see, but it is the name of the game. Clash of Clans. You see it and you feel it all too much when you get those dreaded 99% 2-star time fails, or even, the 99% 1-stars. Those are pretty rare, but it does happen indeed. But still, we've been seeing a ground tech. Now we're seeing back-to-back air attacks with the dragons, which is a really difficult attack really to defend nowadays, since it's super strong. You have the dragons and dragon riders pushing their way through. But using those rocket loons, like you said at the very beginning, to really help, one, set up a funnel, but also pick off an air defense that really targets those dragons and takes them down quick.
Yeah, I love to see the tech plays at the very beginning of the attack. We have really come to expect queen charges in almost half the attacks that we've seen at the top level of plays, but we don't always see those sneaky rocket loons. There's just one little tiny balloon plays at the top corner trying to look for a seeking air mine, or maybe get a drop on a defense that can't target air. There's, sometimes some other really tricky plays with blizzards that are huge commitments early on in the phase one of the attack. But anytime you can just commit like 15, 20 army camp space worth to do a lot of damage, that is going to be an easy grab and a highly justifiable play. You can get Sui heroes later on, especially if they're paired up with the main phase of the army. They don't even wind up dying until kind of the middle stage of the attack. And at that point, you've pretty much already locked down your victory or missed out on it. So congratulations there to Axio for being able to show off some great planning here. We're going to see the same here from Hagura Metal, another sneaky loon up on the top left, trying to catch a seeking air mine, but not finding one. Instead, I guess actually for a Super Witch setup, maybe that wasn't trying to look for seeking air mines. Maybe it's looking for a Tesla farm up there or something. Bit unusual, but we'll give Hagura Metal the benefit of the doubt with this Warden walkout on the right side. Going to take a lot of time, something that a Super Witch attack doesn't necessarily have in spades. But with 2 jump spells, they ought to be able to get over these walls. And as long as they can get this scatter shot down early, that could be some really excellent value for our Japanese team on the right.
Yeah, and the brilliant thing is there's no air defense really in this corner, meaning that the Owl is going to stay up a lot longer and help this Warden. But the Blimp goes in solo over towards this Town Hall. He's got some Sneaky Goblins to help secure it. The nice thing is the Sneaky Goblins at the moment do not pull out the Clan Castle. They do backtrack to go to the Dark Elixir storage. And so now the Queen is going up, does grab this Warden to bring him back up there. Just in time there. Now he's going to be able to push his way in towards the single target Inferno. But notice what he did with that Blimp. It took the Town Hall down, but now the poison effect is gone, and he doesn't have to worry about these Super Witches walking directly over it.
Yeah, this is really careful pathing by Hagura Metal's player here. A big army right there in the center is going to be able to hop over so many targets. Fantastic poison positioning. He's actually even able to grab that enemy royal champion as well, doubling up on the value. Hagura Metal are going to be charging deep on in after they knock apart these ice golems, just slowing this attack down a little bit. Scary thing about this here, though, is that Eagle Artillery on the backside going to be raining down splash damage for pretty much the entirety of this raid. That really requires careful positioning for these healers and ensuring that they're able to maximize their value even toward the end. There you see another raid spell to keep all of those big boys in front topped off as best they can and try to heal up the Super Witches from any splash damage they take. Double multi-infernos is a lot to deal with. And wow, a huge Tesla farm at the bottom to be able to protect us an Eagle Artillery. This is going to be some incredible damage. Can they power through, Carbon?
So many traps in the middle there that the healers took. And if he waited a little bit longer for that War Internal Tome, he could have protected them there. But he was able to still push these Super Witches all the way to the backside here. The RSC's ability is Force, does have 1 invisibility spell left with the Queen ability. So now it's a matter of cleanup and time, because it looks like he's going to have plenty of troops to be able to push his way through. But does he have the time? 20 seconds left. There's still a ton of cleanup though. Oh, the jump. The Super Witches do take the jump to the backside, so they're going to tank for this RC. She has a little bit of health, but we do have a barracks over on the left.
Go!
Oh, but the archers, they're not going to be able to take the barracks down over there. No. Oh, man.
Short on time, and it is a tale as old as time for Hagura Metal, playing a Super Witch army, 4 of them that made it all the way to the back end of the base, but on the wraparound for the cleanup, could not finish it off. 97% 2-star. It's going to be a difficult result to come away with, especially on such a tight war with a star down and the percentage loss now. This is going to be Axio's war to lose, Carbon.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I talked about it just before that attack of if you do fail, it has to be in the high 90s. Well, he does just that. So if their next Axio comes in with a fail attack, it could potentially be lower than that percentage. But you talked about the very start of the attack, the Super Witches and a long Warden walk do not mix well because Super Witches are pretty slow. But now we have the best of Dark Souls coming in with a Okay, well, I think they see a Super Witch and they're like, you know what? I think we got to bring the same attack strategy, but we're involving a lightning spell this time. Man, it's literally a 1-2 punch. They're coming in with the same answer. Can it get it done? Remember, let's keep our eye on how long this wooden walk is taking, because those Super Witches, we saw, time's going to be an issue.
Yeah, it certainly can be. They have got to go rapid fast. They've got only one rage spell and one jump, but fortunately for the best, Smith Pro's base has got really big, wide open compartments, so that really does not necessitate extra jump spells on the end. They might even wind up jumping in and then jumping out, depending upon how the funneling works here. They're probably actually going to wind up going back to the back end and have to knock a wall down or two. But nonetheless, this bodes really well for the best. Good base identification there, smashing through a massive section of the top right there with the siege barracks. But ooh, caught a huge spring trap on those Hog Riders. That is bad news for the best, who is probably relying on those Hogs to take down the multi-target Inferno. Instead, that's going to have to be a diversion for the Queen now to have to go deal with. Oh, or this Royal Champion instead.
Now Valkyrie's coming out of that siege barracks up top. Without warning ability, try to protect as long as possible. The Town of Poison slowing him down in there, freezing the backside. These Valks are going to be running around the top up there. The RC does still have ability, but no more spells left. Does have the Queen ability, the Super Witch. One of them went to the bottom side down there, so that's going to actually provide a very nice tanking, but did find a Tesla farm. This Royal Champion, she can get some incredible value down here with her ability. And this Super Witch, there's actually 2 alive, and these healers are trying to just provide a little bit of tanking to keep their health topped up. I'm thinking this is looking pretty good with a minute left. The Super Witches push her away all the way to the core of the space with a beautiful funneling and that jump spell. And we've got another 3-star coming in from Dark Souls.
Boom! Take it down. Dark Souls get another one on the board. Axio is up to 9 total for an undefeatable, unpreventable, big tic-tac-toe start. Hagura Metal are going to be shaken in their boots as Axio, a squad that just got 13 stars against Top and I Empire and Team Zex in the upper section here of the top 16, has already come away with 3 stars in a row, outperforming their previous showings in these big tough wars and really coming in over the top at the start of the semifinals. Axio is on fire right now, Carbon.
Absolutely. They're coming in with so many different attack strategies. We're seeing so much that is almost like not meta, to be honest. With today, we're seeing the Super Bowlers, the Super Witches.
That's a huge compliment.
We are seeing a little... Yeah, absolutely. But what that means is your opponent potentially is not preparing their bases for that attack strategy. So if you come in with off-meta attacks, maybe you have a greater likelihood of catching your opponent off guard and pulling in those 3 stars.
Yeah, I mean, if you've prepared your entire batting career for a knuckleball or a curveball, and then out of nowhere, the ball just comes dropping right into your face with a surprise maneuver that no one could see coming, that is just not going to be a way to start a war, especially for semifinals of a big event like Clash Masters. So Axio have really given Hagura Metal a tough time. Hagura Metal unable to set up any base that can deny an off-meta strat like that, and it's particularly impressive that Axio are able to do this with so little prep time available. You know, on a typical sort of war, you can have any sort of time you like to study the base and come up with the best that you can. But in an esports event like this, you have a very limited amount of time to put that sort of attack together. Really indicates to me that Axio have been preparing and practicing these off-meta strikes. Even with these new troop Super Bowlers, they have put in the time, and it is rewarded handsomely.
Absolutely. It does take so much time to put in that practice to really understand an attack strategy. But Kasumi is coming in, and with the first time we're seeing here today, that Zap Lalo looks to push this Queen towards this Town Hall, uses a Super Wall Breaker King and a double Ice Golem towards this top Scattershot section. And this Queen, it looks like, yes, she will step directly into the Town Hall, does have her ability. And notice over by this left multi-target Inferno, there's probably going to be a bunch of traps over in that compartment, but he did take out the enemy Queen. Queen's ability goes off. Town Hall is being secured. Now he can set up for the rest of the attack, and Lalo is way through with an Ice Hound.
Nice ice is going to be for a big balloon army out in the back. We've got 3 air defenses still up, but 1 is really vulnerable on that top left side. Might be going down to this Archer Queen as long as Katsumi can keep her up and alive with that unicorn. We're seeing that ground expo starting to engage, though, and the Archer Queen goes down, in fact. Lots of pups still left in this battle, and that could prove troublesome for the battle blimp and these balloons sorting on in. We have a dragon. Yes, we do, to burn them apart.
Yeah.
Gets a little bit of a lock, but he's pushed away by that air sweeper and retargets onto the skeletons now. The pups are just going to run rampant on those poor balloons. Defenses for Karad are doing particularly well, but can't hold up against such a massive loon force, and double threes on the last line of defenses. Multi-target Inferno and air defense are going to pop them. Big air attack from Katsumi is just overwhelming even the strong defenses that Carrot had to show.
Absolutely beautiful there. Had the Ice Hound coming at the last part of this base towards that multi-target Inferno. He had to invest some free spells because the Ice Hound was not popping. He was trying to utilize that free spell from the Ice Hound, but he was able to push his way through with even swagging the invisibility spell into the core of this base. Does not need it. And Hagura Metal keep pace with the 3 stars. Brilliant attack from Katsumi.
Excellent work there. Hats off to you, Katsumi. You certainly earned it. Another 3-star up on the board, and this is going to remain a tight war, even though it is still definitely tipped firmly in Axio's favor. We are getting now down to the end, into the end war phase, where with 3 attacks already up there, it is going to take a massive overhaul for Hagura Metal to be able to get the victory here. But, you know, in their favor, they might be behind by a star. They might be behind on percentage, but it's the smallest possible losses that you can really measure that separate Axio and Hagura Metal. If Axio slip up even once in these next 2 attacks, Hagura Metal has the door wide open for them to storm on through. So can't be confident as Axio, although you can feel very happy with a moral victory having got that lead into the late war against such a storied and successful team as Hagura Metal.
Yeah, absolutely. With the 97% 2-star, it's still really close. We're going to have to see now if Godzilla can keep the 3 stars rolling in for Axio of Dark Souls. We have the town hall all the way in the middle. We've got so much damage in this compartment, but notice he has a 5 invisibility spell, so he does want to send this blimp and the super wizards to take out a small little chunk of the base. Probably he's not looking to take out the town hall with this. Probably right here by the scatter shot and these air expos, because there's just way too many traps, giant bombs in that compartment. So he's going to set up a beautiful funnel to try to push his way in towards the middle.
Big raged up Blizzard on a crucial compartment. Blizzard gets lots of value on tightly compacted sections of the base. Godzilla's gonna be able to zap through, and just barely is missing that air sweeper. Can he get another shot off? Expo's firing away. No, air sweeper stays up, and that's gonna be some double push-in action for the defenses of Hagura Metal. Might prove a little bit cumbersome for this aerial attack here. La Loon really would prefer to not get pushed around like that. How are we going to respond? Could it be an attack from the top left instead to try to sweep around these sweepers?
Well, looks like we have a left funnel here, so which means now he could try to push his way in towards this 7 o'clock section where we have the multi-target Inferno. He's got 3 layers of walls he's going to have to get through. The King beats through the first one, sends the Super Wall Breaker to go for the second. He goes into a Super Wall Breaker again into the next multi-target Inferno. But look at this World Champion. She's going to have set an additional funnel. But is the King going to go down the bottom? He does. So this Queen does not have the King protection into the middle.
She will be able to crack one of those sweepers, though. Trying to get the second. No healers on her, but she's relatively topped off thanks to the efforts of that unicorn. That does go down, though. And wow, she's even going to get the lock over here on the Eagle Artillery. Gets a few pop shots off. Doesn't. Oh, she does get it down. The skeletons are going to distract her, but not before she gets the main phase work. And wow, she'll even get the town hall too, Carbon Fin. This is shaping up quite incredibly, but it's a late start for the Law Loon. He's going to need to go awfully fast. Thankfully for Godzilla, though, he's got 3 haste spells and 3 freezes to drop down here. Boom! The first one goes off on that multi-target Inferno. Haste on top. Those loons are going so fast, soaring through the skies, dropping bombs all over the place. Another haste spell goes down. One more freeze left to use after he drops on the multi-Inferno. Godzilla could just do it. There's the Eternal Tome. Onward to victory!
Brilliant job from his queen, making her way all the way to the middle of this base, getting absolutely incredible value to have these balloons push their way around. And look, there's not that many balloons actually still alive, and he lost the balloons, but he's got plenty of minions with the Grand Warden still up. So it was just an incredible attack to stay perfect for Axio. Godzilla, what an attack, and we've seen it when you can use that blimp, Super Wizards, to clear a little compartment, set up another funnel on the other side to push your hero straight into the middle to take that town hall down. Incredible job. But also the key of that attack was the blimp pulling out the CC, the clan castle, that lava hound nice and early so the queen wouldn't get stalled on it as she moved into the middle.
Yeah, really fantastic work there by Axio. Impressive job seeing that big 12-star up on the board. And you still have an attack left. Hagura Metal are just once again dumbfounded, I'm sure, just completely shaken by seeing an opponent whose offenses had not even measured up to theirs. Being able to come in over the top with these wild attack strategies, making up for potential deficits on Phase 1 losses, and still being able to knock apart so much of that base with a Sui hero dive. We gotta say, there were no healers attached to that Archer Queen, and she still made it all the way into the core, finished off the Town Hall, and set up for a perfect funnel on the last line for that Lalo strike. Oxy Riot's gonna be the next to move in now. He does have that bit more standard Queen charge set up at the beginning here for the Dragon Riders. A sort of an attack that we have seen for many months now in the Town Hall 14 meta. Can he get this triple and keep Hagura Metal's hopes alive for victory? It's do or die. Oxy Ride to the finish.
Oxy Ride looking to keep pace here. Look, remember, they are down. It is 12-8. Oh, well, I mean, the queen is going to be... Oh, I was going to say, was that Sneaky Goblin going to touch that town hall, activate it, and then those healers could have been in a very bad spot there. But no, it's okay. So he's going to be charging his queen off to the right side. We have a super wall break in towards this compartment, towards the multi. But now with this wall break, it actually opens up and lets this queen walk into the town hall after taking out this clan castle.
Raged up, and with a CC pull out here, Queen's going to have a little bit of difficulty. Unfortunate loss of the Unicorn there as the multi-target Inferno does get the lock, but the healers are safe out and behind. Charge now from the Barbarian King, ready to soak a few shots from this left side defense setup, but the Queen's still under fire right now. Doesn't get any minions to support taking down those pups. Instead, it's all her work. Barbarian King gets the activation there on the Town Hall, knocking it apart with that Iron Fist, and boom, it goes down awfully fast. No damage either from the Giga Bombs here, so nice funneling here from Oxy Ride to set up for this Dragon Rider strike, but we need to see them coming in awfully fast. Already halfway through the attack and only 28% of the base down. This is going to be a race to the finish. Keep it going, Oxy Ride.
He's got the stones there coming down the left side. The queen can take this jump towards the core multi-target Inferno. Brilliant charge so far. And here comes these Dragon Riders on the left, trying to keep this queen away from that single target Inferno. The Dragon Riders do get locked onto a Tesla Farm, pops up by that scatter shot. But with the Warden ability, can it keep these Dragon Riders pushing their way straight on through? The queen freezes up that single because she did get locked onto the World Champion. Got some brilliant value over on the far right side as he continues his push in towards this top side. There is the Eagle Artillery up there. The Queen's ability still saving on to it. Gonna have to take out this enemy king. Not too many Dragon Riders. Uses the freeze onto the AD to try to push his way through with just about 40 seconds left in this raid here, Woody.
Can he make it out to the backside? That is the big question. I think he's got it, though. 33 seconds left and still can throw down another headhunter to help out with the cleanup here. Dragon Riders are taking some big shots from the Eagle Artillery, but it is finally down and out. The Dragon Riders are taking a lot of blows from that Archer Tower, but as long as they are still alive, they are dishing out maximum damage. The firepower is good. Oxy Ride for Hagura and Metal will keep them in contention for the last line of attack from both teams. Just missing a barely tiny little bit of percentage loss. Axio needs the triple here to guarantee victory, but if they do, they've got it in the bag, and there's nothing that Hagura Metal can do to make the comeback happen.
All they got to do is get at least the 98% 2-star, and they will lock it up because it's currently 12-11. They got the 1-star advantage, but the one fail that came in from Hagura Metal was a 97%. So if they don't get at least that, then Hagura Metal can win with that 3-star. They're going for it. It's a potential 14 match. But we know that Axio is looking to put up that perfect. They want to absolutely put a statement here in the semifinals, because if you lose, you will be going to the 3rd place match to still try to be getting the points for the qualifiers here, because there's the couple weeks of these qualifiers, the 3 weeks here, and then there's also the last chance qualifiers to try to make it to the playoffs, because just because you may win one of these weeks doesn't guarantee a spot into the playoffs, but it really puts you in a great position to make it, especially if each week there's going to be a whole different round of teams that will be trying to earn their way there. So it's going to be all tied up. It's going to be a great race to the finish here. But now we are seeing Jude of Dark Souls Axio looking to come in with another Dragon Rider attack. Kind of like, I really feel like this war, they're just answering each other attack after attack.
Yeah, this is such a tit-for-tat war, but at such high stakes and going almost perfect to the very end. Right you are that a 2-star 98% guarantees victory for Axio here, but that is an awfully high bar to set, and they are going to be trying to execute on that 3-star plan after all. There's no way that Jude can take the safe approach here. He has got to go full guns blazing if he wants to get that victory. It's a well-protected town hall all the way in the center, but a battle blimp on a direct path. Oh, we're actually going to get the drop out on the far end there. Rage spell for these Yetis to smash through a bit more. Healers are having a rough time keeping that queen topped up, and with the rage spell there, I think that might be just enough. We've got some rocket loons from the CC there. That's going to really put a damper on this queen's abilities. Can't you get the pop off and get it knocked down before they get a drop there? Yes, okay. Jude's attack is still on target here. A minute in, and he's sending in another Coconut Loon. He's going to get the grab on the Eagle Artillery and that Barbarian King. Archer Queen is so well positioned for maximum effect, Carbon.
Yeah, that blimp really helps set up beautiful funnel so the queen did not take all that damage as she charged her way in. Now she can lock onto this town hall, help take it down. There's quite a bit of giant bombs in the core, but the king gets locked down by the single target up top. Does he see that? Which is going to force his king ability. The town hall has been secured. Yes, he did. So that king's ability is going off with a Warden Eternal Tome. He's continuing this push through that, but that king and those barbarians are going to get so much value to help push his way up there, trying to keep that queen alive with the invisibility spell. Has another race to use and the RC, and he's pushing his way to this backside. There are a few Teslas over there, but I'm really liking what this push is put all the way to this back. Yes, even freezing that top air defense, and we've got a triple from Jude taking down this ring style base and showing exactly how to get it done.
Magnificent Dark Souls! Axio, they have done it! That's gonna be the perfect war and victory over a Queen Walker's clan. Family Squad, Hagura Metal are left reeling. What could they have done differently? Just barely missed a tiny bit of percentage out of the beginning of the war, but I guess it had to be a base building focus for them next time around if they want to get victory over a squad like Axio. Losing out on a perfect war, there's nothing more you could have done on offense at that point.
Axio taking down so many big teams, like you mentioned, and they are proving exactly why they deserve to be moving on to the grand finals. We do have one more attack coming in from Hagura Metal, as they have only used 4 of their attacks, but to put up the perfect 15 stars from Axio, unbelievable job, and they are just putting on a showcase here, Woody.
Yeah, they really are. A pleasure to watch. Congratulations to Axio showing off in fantastic fashion. They'll be going on to the finals for our match later today. We'll give one more chance for a walk-off show from Hagura Metal, see if they can get that total up to 14 stars. If they do, that would make this the single highest scoring war that we've had this week. We've seen a 14-14 tie between Hagura Metal and PCZW. We've seen a 15-13 war between Dark Jack and X Team. But a 15-14 war would make this the most offensive war in a very, very long time, maybe even in all of ClashMSTRS history. We'd have to check back on the tape. I don't think we've seen a perfectly perfect, so 15-14 is as close as you can get, right?
Yeah, and to think about that, you as a clan put up 14 stars and 3% away from perfection, and you lose? Just the fact that that can happen is devastating. All that work, it's just that is how difficult it is at the top of Clash of Clans esports competitive scene. Starting off with this blimp in towards the scatter shot to help protect the queen, and gonna drop these. Wait, queen, where you going? It looks like you're going up to the eagle. Did he want to charge this queen there? I don't know. I mean, he did drop her a little bit further on the left side. Either way, he'll continue this queen to push her way in towards Eagle Artillery, and does have one jump to push his way into the middle.
Kisara gonna play for the long game here. A queen charge start, knocking apart the Eagle Artillery is super good value, and even able to grab that enemy Royal Champion as well. She's not even gonna be able to engage until the queen gets closer. But with a Dragon Rider set up here, all high in the sky, it's interesting to note that Kisara has actually even brought a jump spell to this hit. Ooh, we're going to lose a healer there out to that air defense before the Archer Queen can knock it down. A little bit of a unfortunate loss, especially with so many ground targeting expos in the center there to try to lock this Queen. It's going to be the loss of the Unicorn as well, potentially, with this multi-target Inferno getting ever closer. But Kisara's ready to get some additional funneling work done. Barbarian King out of the right side edge is going to get a lot of buildings knocked down. Iron Fist straight through and pulverize as much as you can. 1 minute and 30. Now it's time to get the main phase of the attack in. Where is it coming from, Carbon?
Well, the queen is slowing down onto this lava hound, but I'm thinking he's gonna be charging these Dragon Riders from the right side by that scatter shot, because the queen's continuing to push into the middle, but he's being patient. Oh, well, he's got the road team on the left. Can the queen reach the town? It doesn't have an additional jump, so I'm only thinking that when the queen walked her way to the top side, it was not to plan, because there was no real plan to take out the town hall unless he dropped the jump from where that Inferno Tower. Okay, so he does send the Dragon Riders in towards the bottom section. We do have a single target Inferno there, but now he's going to rely on these Dragon Riders to push their way to the Town Hall. But he loses one to the single, and they're going down pretty quick here. And the Queen was just taken down now.
Dicey start for Kisara. Really taking so much damage here and forcing out that ability from the Grand Warden to try to keep these healers and Dragon Riders alive. But oh my goodness, pathing right into this huge bomb. The Town Hall with the strike from beyond the grave is going to annihilate the remaining attacking troops. Pathing just not going in their favor, and so little time left to try to get in here. I think that this is going to be a GG, and congratulations for Axio. Hagura Metal could not go toe-to-toe. They'll finish off with just 13 stars total and a 96% average. Good enough for a win in most encounters, but not up against a monster squad like Axio, ascendant with a perfect war and marching triumphantly into the finals.
Beautiful job. Their defense is holding strong, and I would have to imagine that the Queen walked the wrong way there in the very last attack. Yeah, he knew that they couldn't get the victory, but still trying to put up 3 stars nonetheless for the morale of victory, because they still have another war to do. But let's go take a look at now the bracket and where we currently stand, because the next match we've got an absolutely amazing one, and definitely a huge fan favorites coming in, which is going to be Space Station versus Dark Jack. Space Station took down NY Amazing which is an absolutely great team coming in. So that was a really well done performance by Space Station. But Dark Jack taking down X Team to be moving on to the semifinals. Now we're going to find out who is going to be taking on Axio, who's actually been putting on some amazing wars. And this war right here versus Space Station and Dark Jack, what are you going to be expecting here, Woody?
Well, I'd say just based upon the name recognition alone, Space Station, with a storied history in COC esports events and World Qualifier performance in the past, would be my favorite. They've also done really well in Clash Masters in the previous season, having made it out to the playoffs and coming in with the semifinals showing. Nevertheless, Dark Jack is another squad just like Axio, who we might not have heard as much of before, but they've gotten a perfect war and are doing particularly well. It's going to be a tight one that I would tip a little bit towards Space Station. We'll take a little bit of a break before we get started with this next war between Space Station and Dark Jack. Make sure to stick with us, and you too can find out who will claim victory and move on to the finals to face off against Axio. Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to Clash Masters. That quick break over and done with. We can congratulate once again Axio on victory over Hagura Metal and advancement into the finals. But we've got a new war for you to enjoy. We've already tipped it off. It's going to be Space Station versus Dark Jack. I've already given my thoughts on what I think is going to happen coming up. Carbon Fin, why don't you regale us with a tale of the future to behold in Space Station versus Dark Jack?
Well, I don't have too much experience witnessing Dark Jack. I would say actually I don't have any. I've got a ton with Space Station, so I know exactly kind of what they're going to bring, their attacking order, which tends to be the same. So it's going to be interesting. So a team, I'm going to have to learn on the fly what kind of attack strategies they do. And that's the thing. Will Space Station be able to try to clutch up and try to be getting these points? Because what they want to do is they want to win this week's open qualifiers, because if they can do that, it puts them in a really good position, because they will be tied with the lead in terms of the leaderboard, because every single team that made it this week is completely different than from the previous. So we're going to see a whole total mix-up of points and teams that are going to be in the leaderboard trying to make their way to the playoffs. So, and the one thing that any viewer that is just tuning in probably wondering, hey, where's the new troop that we're seeing, the temporary troop of the Royal Ghost? Well, the Royal Ghost will not be used by any player here in this Clash Masters qualifier here today, because players have not been able to test their bases against an attack that has a troop that's invisible for 12 seconds and does quite a bit of damage, but we're still going to be seeing some amazing attack strategies nonetheless.
Yeah, as he relates to this event, it's an RIP for the Royal Ghost. And yet, I hope that you enjoy playing with him out there on your own attacks out in the wilder world of Clash of Clans. But for this focused esports-centric event, we are going to be restricting to the standard attack setups that we have come to know and love. But of course, we've got some fresh faces here. The Super Bowler already grabbing a triple here today. Wide open meta, ripe for the picking for these two teams to try to reconfigure and find a way toward victory. It's going to be Crazy Ryan starting off for Space Station Gaming with a Queen Charge Lalo. We have got an interesting setup on this defense now. Two well-protected multis in the center with those two well-protected air sweepers indeed right next to them. There's no blizzard to be able to reach that far deep into those compartments. So Crazy Ryan's going to have to do a lot of work on the entry in order to get this setup to go according to plan.
Yeah, Crazy Ryan known for his absolutely insane queen charges, which starting her off and walking her towards the bottom side. It's looking like this base, I was gonna say it looks a little symmetrical, but not necessarily. But either way, the queen's gonna push her way in towards the bottom enemy queen, where the scatter shot is located. Drops that rage to keep her going. Doesn't step on to help. Ooh, wait, no, he's gonna step in to help take her down through that rage spell, which is looking good. The queen does now walk out of that little compartment, goes off towards the scatter, grabbing all this value. Does not have a jump, so he's going to rely on a few more wall breakers, and that wall breaker actually pushes its way towards the middle there, but it doesn't make it, Woody.
Oh no, Wallbreaker doesn't get all the way in, and that could be difficult funneling now for Crazy Ryan. He's going to have to adapt on the fly and try to get this queen value after all, but with a multi-target Inferno up in the core, that is going to be a tall order. Loss of the Unicorns, a little bit less healing for that queen now. Still has 3 rage spells to commit however he chooses and sees fit here for this big attack, but he might be having to save them instead to try to use on this low on the back end. 2 air sweepers in the core are going to be mighty difficult to overcome, and boom, there we go. We finally get that crack in with that super wall break, and we are back on target now, but with how much time left, I don't know if Crazy Ryan can get the triple.
Yeah, he's only got just above a minute and 10 seconds, starting now the Lalo over on the far right. And the wall break actually opened up towards the tunnel compartment, but will the queen step over there? There is a single target Inferno locks on the queen. The multi's onto the queen's healers. He's continuing this push through, needs to keep his eye onto that queen. Does have her ability, so she can lock up the town hall and then finally send the Stone Slammer from the top side. There's the Warden Internal Tome. Town hall's about to be going down. Beautiful Warden ability through these traps, moving into the multi-target Inferno. And then that scatter shot is now locked onto the Stone Slammer at the top side.
This is going to be a dicey finish for Crazy Ryan, but these loons are coming in awfully hot. We got another free spell out there, and that's the last one to keep them safe from the last line of defenses. Crack through that wizard tower, and these loons are awfully hot. They are going in safe and well protected. Archer Queen out the back is going to get some additional chip damage out there. Here we go with minions and pups in the center on the CC. This is going to be it. The last few seconds, and Crazy Ryan has done it. A 3-star after all for Space Station. Congratulations to them putting the feet to the fire for Dark Jack out of the gate.
Wow, what a way to start off this war with an absolutely gorgeous queen charge. That's exactly what Crazy Ryan does. He comes in with the crazy charges with that one failed super wall breaker into the middle of the base. He had one left just in case, which did indeed open up towards the town hall to secure that. So I wonder what the original plan may have been. Was he maybe looking for that king to walk his way all the way towards the Eagle Artillery to wall break him into there? Either way, he got it done for the 3-star to start this war off for Space Station. Now, Dark Jack, can they answer with a 3-star of their own here, Woody?
I think that they certainly could. You ask that question of any team, and Dark Jack is going to be one happy to step up to the plate. A squad that got a perfect war in their previous match against X Team, and even a 14-13 round against Patina Pirates in the top 16. This is an extremely offensively oriented, strong squad, and I certainly think that they are up to the task. I can even take a look back and see what their performance was in the first few rounds. They had an interesting battle against WHF. They got a 13-11 result there, and just a 12-12 against IndieFox Esports, but they have really shined in the later stage of Class Masters, showing up when they needed to get the damage done. And wow, they are going to be sorting in hot and fast with this big Eternal Tome to protect a battle one going for the Town Hall, as well as dragons and balloons spreading out for maximum damage, Carbon.
Wow, the clone is now cloning him up over to take down that single, trying to take out the sweeper, but the tornado trap spinning him around, freezing up the core. But luckily the sweeper actually did go down. A few of the dragons didn't move off to the left side, the Dragon Rider and the main dragon over there, but the Hound does pop here. The poison spell trying to help push through, but now the Royal Champion coming off towards the right side by that single target, or that multi-target Inferno, I should say. Still has the King ability, now just pops it. Eagle Artillery is going down with one freeze left. There's not many dragons left up in this bay or in this attack. Things have really been disappearing, but he's got two into the middle. Will that be enough with the RC ability and the queen moving her way to the edge? It might just be here.
Dark Jack has got so few troops left out here and available, but yet he will persevere. Royal Champion's ability's already been popped, though, so can't get an easy strike against those Teslas. I don't know, man. This Archer Queen's got a unicorn to help her out, but the King goes down. There's going to be very little healing. Just have to rely on that ability, and we need to get that popped right in that corner pocket as soon as those big defenses start firing off on her. Tesla, Archer, Grand Warden well protected out back. We need to get good targeting as well for the Queen. A minute left means that there's no worry about time. It's just about the firepower, and I think that Dark Jack has got it. IP does encounter a scary skeleton trap here. Spooky, scary skeletons pop right on out, and a giant bomb on the archers. But she still should be safe here. Just an Archer Tower firing away at her, and the unicorn is safe out back. This looks like a triple to me.
Luckily, that Queen locked onto that Grand Warden altar right there. Otherwise, he would have taken a little bit of extra damage and a few more traps. That Queen could have been taken down, but Dark Jack comes in with the answer from Space Station's triple and ties this war up. So we're seeing a Queen charge Lalo. We're seeing now the Hydra with the Dragons, Dragon Riders. So we're seeing some air attacks now, because Space Station, they definitely love to come in with air attacks, either with the Queen Charge Dragon Riders, with the Mass Inferno Dragons, Zap Lalos. We definitely know they are an incredible attack. But Space Station, could we see Nick maybe come in with a Sui Lalo with the Log Launcher, which he's done before? Or we've seen a couple times with the Mass Inferno Dragons. Really, they're going to try to find out which attack strategy is going to be best for the base. Remember, you don't have that much time to be planning your hits in this type of format.
Yeah, you certainly don't. I would love to see a log launcher from long range. I think that is one of the most difficult and highest planning sort of approaches, but that can get fantastic value, particularly for that big ground-based offense with like a Super Witch or Super Bowlers, or even just for a standard P.E.K.K.A. Smash. Being able to knock down so many walls, and especially if they're tightly compacted compartments on the interior, is really, really good. So love to see Space Station try to pull one of those off. We are tied up right now, 3 to 3 stars though, so something has got to keep them on path to victory. Is it going to be that, or are they going to be back into the skies? We'll find out soon. It is going to be the aerial strat instead, and tilting more toward dragons than dragon riders. 8 and 2 for this setup. with just a little bit of support from an Ice Golem, perhaps for this Queen dive out here in the bottom corner. Being able to grab 2 air defenses and an Eagle Artillery is gigantic value for Agent 33. He'll crack through the outer layer with a super wall break, and this should be a clean start. Oh, big Tesla farm, though, out on the right side corner. That's going to force a quick drop of dragons, which are going to soak a little bit more damage from a red bomb there. But Agent 33 is not going to let up on that gas at all, going in super hot and fast.
Yeah, that Queen King looking to take down that Eagle, which goes down with ease there. The Lightning helps take down the Sweeper, and these Dragons, the Balloons, pushing their way straight into the core of this base. Pops the Warden ability, but we do have that multi-target Inferno there. Some Dragons, will they pass? Pulls out a little bit of the CC there. Looks to be a Lava Hound in there as well. Just not getting lured just out, but the Rage is out of the tunnel. Down it goes as they split off. And he's got a bunch of Dragons in the middle of this base now here.
That is terrifying. He catches the Tornado Trap on the bottom for those bats, though. Slows them down a little bit, but that is no problem at all. They were not in danger of any splash damage. Gets the freeze out for that Wizard Tower, and with the last one ready for that multi-target Inferno just as soon as they... Oh, that's a single-target Inferno. He's got this easy. Agent 33's got no worries now. This is just going to be a smackdown cleanup over half of the time still remaining. This was such a dominant showing. Space Station really coming in strong for this war, Carbon.
Absolutely crushing attack from Agent 33. And we've talked about it. Coming in, if you get a perfect war, the tiebreaker will be time. And this was such a quick attack. The drag bat, the bats move so fast. And I think it took about like a minute and a half to 3-star this Max Town Hall 14 base. Absolutely incredible. Agent found the perfect attack strategy for this and absolutely destroyed it. Beautiful attack. And now we're going to have to see if Dark Jack can keep pace with what Space Station is doing.
Well, we'd love to see it, but it is going to be tough. If any clan is going to do it, though, it would likely be Dark Jack, a team that has just gotten better and better. Like a fine wine, they are ripening with age. The 14 stars on round 1, 15 stars on round 2. Can they get 16 stars in this war, Carbon Fin?
Oh, you know, maybe. Who knows? Maybe some style points. They can get a little bit more. But if they are going to keep pace, and if it is going to be up to that perfect, they're going to have to come in with faster attack strategies. So we can't be seeing some Super Witches or those long Warden walks, because you really have to keep your attack moving through, especially with a minute-and-a-half attack that we just saw from Agent 33. But the air attack has been dominant. We'll be seeing a ground attack now, bringing back the Pekka Smash, because if you involve the Warden Walks, like I just said, it does take a little bit longer for the attack to develop. It's not like doing a heroes on each side and boom, having the dragons in, and basically all your armies down within the first 20 or 30 seconds of a raid, and then you're just reacting with spells. And it's really kind of straightforward in terms of the attack strategy. But at a place like this now, in the semifinals of the Clash Masters, they're really going to have to be bringing something in. Hey, if they're coming with a meta attack, maybe the bases are planned against those, which could potentially be a problem.
Yeah, very well may be. Excellent insight as always, but I just feel like I'm kind of left out in a lurch here, hoping to try to figure out what their plan is going to be for pulling ahead. This is going to be a tough one for Dark Jack, to be sure, but with the offensive capability that we've seen from them in the past, also pretty good versatility in terms of attack strats. We're actually going to be seeing the switch off now to a Pekka Smash, and look at this army all the way down onto the second row, and so many spells to bring to bear here. 4 rages, a few freezes, and even be able to jump over for this Pekka Smash. That is exactly the sort of aggression that you would want to expect from an attack style like that from Dark Jack. So big early hit at the right side corner with this Warden Walk, able to grab a scatter shot even. Nice beginning to this Pekka Smash.
Yeah, taking his time. We talked about it. Let's see how long this Warden Walk is going to take. Once the scatter shot now has gone down, this funnel has set. So it took about 45 seconds here for this Warden Walk, but notice he didn't use any rage spell for him, so that's actually pretty nice. And he's continuing this push straight into this multi. Let's see, some Pekkas, Super Wizards? No. Okay, so my question is, will they still push their way in? Or he's trying to push them into the scatter, but this is going to be a little interesting because sending a Warden now with your Queen Walk charge is very, very scary because those healers could be onto your Warden, and there's the Warden ability here because the Queen locked onto him. Oh, no.
Yikes, that is not going to be what Rishi was hoping for. Rising to the occasion, though, he will be able to get a lock onto enemy heroes up on the top side there. That Queen is not going to have much else to be firing away at. Can she sneak on in? No, the King isn't going to get pulled quite yet. She's going to be on that wall, but instead, let's take a look at the main phase of the attack now. A big, gigantic explosion on that poor Barbarian King, knocked apart right in that Town Hall compartment. It's not even activated yet. A minute and 12 left to get every single star up for grabs. Only 39% so far, and Rishi is going to really need to turn on the gas pedal right now. Here we go with the battle blimp directly for the Town Hall. That should get the first star, and second will be easily claimed soon afterwards. Pops out that Archer Queen ability, though, to take down the King, and it's going to have a bit of trouble with two multis still firing away in the center. They're going to be able to hop over walls with that jump spell, but where are the P.E.K.K.A.s?
Yeah, everything disappeared because the healers stayed with the Queen off to the right side. She beat through the wall there, now taking out these air skellies, and he did not have any of that healing, plus didn't have that Warden ability to protect all the way through that. But he still has the World Champion ability, freezes up the Eagle Artillery, which the RC, and he's still able to get this, but he's only got 25 seconds left. It took quite a bit of time for that Warden walk. Queen is going down. RC's ability's been used. Baby Dragon's off on the left side, but this is definitely going to fall short. That Royal Champion is going to be taken out here, and these defenses just are going to be a little too much. But the Queen going for that wall and not following in was the big thing, and that Warden ability, unfortunate, but Agent Space is going to be holding.
Fumble and crumble before the might of the space station defenses. Agent 33 holds on, keeping Rising Rishi at bay with really great defense, especially particularly for that early phase of the strike, really denying even an easy entry point at all on any point. And especially when you see a Queen charge going that deep on in, you would expect Rising Rishi to have a really good funnel setup, but still not able to get into that left side compartment, that corner holding on for dear life. Barely even really got the 2-star with so much protection for that Town Hall. Lots left on the back end to be desired, and that is going to be a big, hard, heavy hit for Darkjack. Space Station in the driver's seat now, leading in on this war and ahead in just the first 2 hits is going to be an extremely good start for them, maybe even better than they could have hoped for. But with defenses holding strong and their attacks going long, I think that this is Space Station's turn now to really put the nail in the coffin just in the mid-war with Nick.
And now Nick is bringing the ground game of the Super Witches, using the lightning spell to help take down a ground expo and the scatter shot, and using the Grand Warden. Notice he has the Warden near where he dropped the lightning spells to help extend that funnel a little bit. So the Warden's going to grab the Archer Tower, the Wizard Tower. Remember, you have to keep in mind the time. So will he walk? Yes, it looks like he's walking these Super Witches to the left side here towards this multi. And now he lures the Warden over to help assist. Drops a few more healers, and he's pushing his way through. And look at that. He's got the Super Witches down within 30 seconds of this raid to help prevent a potential time fail.
Clever move here from Nick. Lots of tech at deploy, but there is little time, and he has got to go hard and fast. He does have those big Super Witches ready to hop over walls, and the time is going to be a little bit less of a factor because he got an early deployment there, but tons of little tiny tight compartments are going to be tricky to deal with. He's going to have the battle blimp after all to go for that Town Hall. First star will be claimed relatively handily, but still a lot left to do here on the backside for especially this Royal Champion, who could be the hero of the day. Knocking apart the Eagle Artillery, and will have a lot of easy access to point targeting defenses along the left side. But ooh, big Tesla farm pops up in the top compartment, and that might not have been what Nick was hoping for here. He might have to get an early pop of this Royal Champion ability in order to deal with those Teslas. What do you think?
Well, these Teslas are going to put up a lot of kind of power onto this RC. Does have her ability, which just goes off there. That Grand Warden altar, the enemy RC slowing her down so much. Now he's got a minute, 15 seconds left. The RC does help grab the Grand Warden, takes out the cannon, working onto the multi, but down she goes. The Queen now beats through the wall to go to the bottom side. He needs to be able to get to this multi, but the healers, oh, those Super Witches didn't break through that wall. And he's got about 55 seconds to push through the rest of the space with that Queen ability. Can they pick the right wall to beat through?
Hope they can. Fingers crossed for Nick. Lot left to get through, but 41 seconds left now, and still good hero support along the back outer edge. Those poor witches, though, the super witches are just getting heated up by an inferno, and they can't even target onto it to save their lives. 30 seconds and still a big wall in between them and their target. Those big boys are not doing their job and keeping their super witches safe. Archer Queen will get the pop shots off here. She can still get that ability off, but I don't think that she can reach that multi-target inferno in time.
No.
She's going to be going as hard as she can against that wall. Poor Grand Warden goes down, though, and within the protection for the rest of this force. Nick came awfully close here with a 2-star in the high 90s to keep the lead over Dark Jack, but this is a little bit of breathing space now for Dark Jack to try to get back in.
The 97% 2-star, the time fail. He even started the Super Witches within the 30 seconds after that Warden walk, and it's just there was no wall break or anything to get to the top side multi. That Tesla farm, like you pointed out, that really stalled up and did a lot of damage to the Royal Champion. She moved away from the bottom, making her way all the way to the top up there. She wasn't able to take that down. That multi is what helped defend this. And it's just unfortunate. It's just they didn't push their way in towards that compartment, didn't have the wall breaks for it. And hey, he had a really great planning with the lighting spells, but it comes down to it. Super Witches are notorious for time failing.
Sad result there for Nick, and yet Space Station were willing to take the risk and come out still ahead despite the miss. They're doing very well on stars and even particularly well in percentage, so that was a risk that they were willing to take for a mid-war attack. Can Dark Jack get this evened back up? They could tie it up on stars, but I think that they would still be pretty far behind on percentage, even with the triple. They missed a big chunk of damage earlier on in the match, and so even at a perfect follow-up from Paku Bai here, we would still have a lot to expect for them to be able to close that gap. Poison Spell's going to go out eerily to protect this Archer Queen charge on the left corner. He's saving a healer. Not sure if that was a missed drop there or if he's just trying to be safe with the Seeking Air Mines and protect from that balloon coming on in. Anyways, though, it's going to be a little bit of poke on the right side as he gets another building down there. The minion and balloon will snipe that mortar and check in maybe for another mine over there on the right side. Could see a sandwich maneuver with this queen going in on the left and swooping along toward the bottom, and then having those dragon riders coming in over at that like 4 o'clock position.
He finally does drop that last healer onto the queen. He sees it, sending this king to go in towards this eagle artillery. Since he locked up that town hall, he doesn't have to worry about it anymore. So now the dragon riders could come from the bottom side and move their way straight in towards the scatter shot. He's trying to keep this queen alive through the rage, and yes, keeps the ability intact. So now the king is making his way to the bomb tower, which is going to explode once if he pops his ability. Oh, the barbarians are going to take some damage, and a giant bomb pops as well. But the eagle has been secured. He even still has the Royal Champion moving in with the dragon riders right under them. And that scatter shot is hitting the queen, so that queen is protecting these dragon riders. Pops an early Warden ability through here. He starts to make his way toward the top king, which he has a queen ability, and top Royal Champion next to a multi-target inferno.
Late start here with less than a minute to try to finish the rest of this base off, and it is mighty widely spread out. There are no rages or haste to try to get these dragon riders back on task, and boom! They take a massive strike from a big red bomb. Protection from that invisibility is just not going to be enough. Boom! Another Seeking Air Mine takes another one out, and those traps are just super effective for Lexnos. The back end of this base is going to get a little bit more chip damage from some minions attempting to clean up, but this is just too big of a mess for Paku Bai to be able to handle at this point. It's going to be another defensive victory for Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, I just wonder, was that Warden ability just a little too early to be used? couldn't have been better to save it on for later in the raid, as where all those traps did pop up. The Queen's trying to stay alive as much as possible. The scatter shot and that Grand Ward on the backside is just going to be too much. Plus, he is running out of time. The 90% 2-star. So Space Station is going to hold again here. This is the semifinals. This is just a completely different day than yesterday. So you are competing throughout these days to try to get the note to win. And still, if you win first place here in the qualifiers, this one, it is $1,500. So a nice chunk of change that you can be taking home for your team. But you're also trying to get points to make it into the playoffs and try to qualify there. But the Queen Charge Dragon Rider, which has been seen a lot, is not going to get it. Obviously, those Dragon Riders did receive that nerf a little bit in terms of they do have to be a little bit closer to the buildings to help take them down. But Space Station is going to be up next. Who are we going to see? Potentially maybe Marnal, because Lex, we know who's in this war, tends to usually always be attacking last for Space Station.
Yeah, I mean, their lineup is completely open to them to modify however they want, but Marinol does like to go in on the mid-war, so we will be seeing him come up next. He is being very aggressive with these Inferno Dragons and Dragon Riders, an attack strat that has lost favor among several pros because of the loss of heat-up time. It takes another half of a tile for those Inferno Dragons to get closer and start their attack in there, and that really adds up over the duration of an entire attack. Tornado Trap and 2 Seeking Air Mines going to shut down this poor Battle Blimp right over that top right compartment. But Rage Spell and trying to just force it in with a freeze. Marinel might get this Town Hall down after all. No! Big loss of the balloons, and it is air defense fired away at that Dragon Rider. Forces out another free spell, and Marinel is going to have a difficult time at this one. Going to get through after all, but the big Giga Bomb will explode, knocking down a couple more Inferno Dragons and that Dragon Rider. It's really just the attack of the bottom side now that he's going to have to lean on to get all the way to the end.
Yeah, that back end Tesla farm, he had to push all those freezes because of the Tornado Trap. Well, he does have one more skeleton. The Roach Team's got her ability. The Queen's got her ability. The King is even still alive here. And there's not that much left of this base with the there's the Skelly to help provide a little bit of distraction. And look at that, the Queen's coming around, even has a Unicorn still on her to help heal her up. And this is gonna be a 3-star from Marinol. To think that he had to invest all those free spells out in the Town Hall. If he didn't have to, this would have been completely swagging a million spells in this raid. Unbelievable.
Incredible job here to Marinol to come back on such a difficult start with fantastic defenses for that Town Hall, it must be said. The defenses here from Dark Jack by Ips base building really gave him a tough time on the entry, but so much aggression with these heroes out on the backside. And look, even a Archer Queen stuck on the wall can get a swag ability usage there, not even needing to use her. It was just the rest of that squad that went in for the kill. Space Station are on fire and echoing the performance from Axio previously. They don't have the perfect war possibility, but they are awfully damn close. In fact, with a 99.3% average destruction, this is another huge showing for them and gonna bode really well for their potential finals performance as long as they can just overcome Dark Jack with just one more attack, Carbon Finn.
Yeah, that one fail from Space Station did come in from Nick. He time failed there, used the Super Witches, which is unfortunate, and he came away with a 97%. So the Space Station is looking really good. Dark Jack, you come in with a 3-star, you're still going to be down by a star. So Lexnos is looking really good. He loves to be in this position where there's not too much pressure, but still, and anything can happen in wars just like this. We've seen crazier stuff underway. And we're going to see Dark Jack. Are they going to be able to put up another triple, or even they have to put up 2 triples to have a chance at winning this war to try to advance to the semifinals? It's gonna be a crazy finish here. What attack are we gonna see? We've been seeing a couple different attacks from Dark Jack. We've been seeing the dragons. We've been seeing trying to use some dragon riders. Will we be seeing another ground use here today from Dark Jack? What do you think here, Woody?
Yeah, I want to see a swap back to the ground. We've been waiting for that log launcher all day, haven't we? I know I sure have.
Yeah.
Lots of battle blimps and stone slammers coming in, and even a little bit of siege barracks help out for those ground-based attacks for additional funneling along the outer edge. But log launcher still holds a wonderful little place in my heart, cracking down so many walls and saving spell space that would otherwise have to be used for something like jump. That can really come in super handy for the early funneling stage. But not going to be this time. It's a back to the skies with X-Men playing a dragon heavy army, 7 of them, and 3 dragon riders. So we're not going to see that queen charge out on this attack. An Electro Dragon's going to get some fantastic chain lightning value, though, even reaching all the way into that interior compartment, hitting in on that wizard tower, and safety for it as well with a balloon on the outer edge, doing a little bit of mine sweeping, trying to find a seeking air mine with that coconut limb. Instead, though, it's X-Men already going in hot and fast on the bottom edge. Ooh, there catches the tornado, Carbon.
Does indeed. Is there a seeking air mines through here? No, the blimp doesn't take the seeking air mines, but he somehow dodges that sweeper right there, and he double clones. They should be able to help take the town hall down. They grab the Inferno Tower, so that's a brilliant use of the clone because of the Inferno Tower that was near it, near the town hall, getting some beautiful value, and still saving onto the Royal Champion to send her in towards the right side scatter shot, potentially to keep these dragons moving their way into the middle. And yes, indeed, the RC is going over there, still has the Queen ability as well. Plenty of dragons up in the core. The balloons providing a little bit of distraction. We have 2 more air defenses and a single target in front of the top side. It's looking pretty good as long as this RC can help get this value. It's looking like we'll may see a 3-star from X-Men.
Yeah, these dragons are probably going to be tough. Single target Inferno and an air defense on the other end to take care of them, and the Royal Champion can't get out to it fast enough. But don't worry, because we have lots of firepower from these heroes. I have underestimated them in the past and have really learned my lesson. Archer Queen is going to be super powerful with her ability yet to use. We lose 1 dragon there. The second's going to start to take some fire, but Royal Champion saves the day, finishes them off. Spear thrust right into the heart of Marinal's base, and Dark Jack gets another triple. It's an 11-10 scoreline with a big favored position for the last round of both Space Station and Dark Jack, but at least X-Men can walk away with his head held high, knowing that he has done his best.
Absolutely, and Lex is looking to walk away. Remember, if Lex 3 stars, he wins, but also a higher percentage 2-star will be enough for Lex to walk away with this one, because he's going to be the last attacker for Space Station. But if he gets a very low percent, or even a 1-star, then Dark Jack will have the potential to win it on their final attack. So that was a really fast attack that came in with the dragons, and I really like the use of the clone near the town hall. And when you have like an Inferno Tower near a town hall to get a clone value to split up the balloons, that's where it makes a really nice push dragons into the core, and he does exactly that for Dark Jack. Brilliant job.
Hats off to them. They have done all that they can, but it is probably not going to be enough at this point. Really good look at both the air and ground strats. Primarily air today, though, I will say. Haven't yet seen the hybrid army. So Dark Jack coming in with 10 stars out of the 4 attacks that we've seen from them is just leaving a little bit left to desire. They are falling short of the standard they had actually set in previous rounds here. So that really just speaks even higher to Space Station's defenses, keeping them down at 10 off the first 4. And, also against NY Amazing had a similar start against them. Space Station got a 14-12 scoreline in that round as well. So looking at the score that we have up on the board right now, 11-10, that is just about the exact same sort of setup that you would expect going into the finals. That might give Axio the run for their money. Finally, for a squad that has had so many successes, 13 stars against both Tompanai Empire and Team Zex, then a perfect war today against Toguri Metal. We have really got a finals showing squaring up to be a match to remember, Carbon.
And now, Lexnos coming in with the Drag Bat. He has 2 Dragon Riders in the mix as well. Starting off with this Queen and King to the bottom side, Eagle Artillery. We got a middle multi-target Inferno all the way there. We have the King kind of protecting this Eagle Artillery. Will this Queen make her way to the left? It looks like she should. Push her way in towards the Eagle, help set up a funnel, sending these dragons in, and then you can easily send this blimp all the way across to help take this town down to pair it up with that Warden Eternal Tome.
Yeah, this is another really aggressive entry from Lexnos, known for sometimes particularly risky attack strats. He's going to save that Eternal Tome for relatively late in this war, but he does get that Battle Blimp on the edge of it there. That is a good, careful, considerate timing. Gets a freeze off as well for that Inferno Tower. Oh, golly, catches that big tornado trap right next to the Town Hall. Balloons getting spun around, forced out with a big Battle Blimp attempt, but missing it there with that sweeper. Going to push them away. Raged up the Dragon Rider. That's not enough to take down the Town Hall. This is going to be a tricky play. He might have to actually commit that Royal Champion to get it down, Carbon Fin.
Yeah, he's going to have to. We got some Teslas off to the right side by that Queen. We got that middle multi-target Inferno. These Dragons have really split off. This is a lower percent 2-star here. There is a Ground Expo. We got a 1 free spell. The Ground Expo's locking on this RC. Did that go? Oh no, we got no double ground skeletons popping up by the Town Hall. Invest. Oh, the Town Hall will go down. It's literally like no health. He decides to send the Bats there. You got no way. The Bats.
Go, no time to spare. That's got it. Wow, Lexno saves the day with the Bats. Barely does it, but that is going to be enough to keep Space Station safely positioned with 13 stars. And yet, the percentage game has just been ripped wide open. Defenses for X-Men are giving Darkjack potentially a shot at victory.
Yeah, a 3-star from Darkjack, I believe. Could potential. We'll have to take a look at the percentage of this war overall, but a 76% is a very low percentage, unfortunately, from Lexnos. So that's going to just give Darkjack the opportunity that they need. We'll take a look at the percentage. Look at that. It was at 99.3 before this attack, but now it's finishing up right at the 94.6. And Darkjack, with an average of 93.3, they can raise that up a little bit here to try to have a chance.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at the numbers now and trying to get them crunched, but with a 93.3 out of their first 4 attacks, if they get that 100%, they ought to be able to get that percentage up maybe to 94, I don't know, 0.7? I'm not actually even sure. We're going to have to run the numbers to see if it's possible.
Yeah, I definitely think it is possible for Darkjack. It is so close here in this war, but I talked about it. It was the one thing I said, if Lex gets the lower percent 2-star to keep the door open for Darkjack. And yeah, Nick's earlier attack also failed with the time fail 97%. We're looking at 94.8 for Space Station. And Darkjack is at 93.3. So as long as Darkjack is at least at a 74.9, then they have a chance with tripling. So we'll have to take a look once this next attack goes in, because right now it shows kind of the average attack percentage there. So it's not the kind of the total there. But here we go. Is it a 74? Oh, was it a 74.6?
It showed
I think it might have just been. Oh, no, I don't think he can win. I think Lex just got enough to get it done. Oh,
because
Lex
then that was at a squeaked it out.
Wow. Oh, my God. That was one building that Lex got to win the war for them no matter what. Wow. That one building is literally what was the difference.
Oh, I mean, not even just the literal one building difference on percentage, but just the like Hail Mary bat drop onto that Town Hall to get the star even. That was potentially a massive disaster that wound up being cleaned up just barely by Lexnos. I have been celebrating and lauding Space Station all day for their performance to get up here on the top, but that was really terrifyingly close to the end of their run. So congratulations them on being able to recoup, rebuild, and maintain their composure. But that is just about as close as it could possibly be, Carbonfin.
It's got to make you so nervous. Your heart is beating so fast when it comes down to an attack like that. But The killer is trying to push the royal champion towards his backside. Doesn't it have any more spells? Does have the king ability still to use. The RC ability just goes off. The queen is finally now joining in to the backside here, but he doesn't have any super wall breakers, so there is an open compartment in Nick's space here toward the scatter. There's the king ability, trying to continue this push towards the backside. Air Expo and air defense there, which is going to be doing quite a bit of damage with just over a minute left in this raid. Can he continue this queen to push her way through with her ability and the unicorn healing her up? It looks like he may just have enough to get this one.
I think that Dark Jack are going to be wishing and hoping that they could have gotten 1 or 2 more buildings off on a prior attack or just held on to the defense, because at this stage, yeah, this is going to be the tightest possible finish for a war, but still impossible for Dark Jack to summit that. 94.6% is a heartbreaker for them. The narrowest possible victory for Space Station. Even one more building would have kicked it off into a time tiebreaker. But as it stands, we won't have to go back and look at the time because Space Station have done it. 13 stars and 94.8% is the 0.2 percentage advantage that they needed to squeak out into the finals. Axio are going to be a little bit happy to see Space Station stumbling out of that final round. And yet, a win is a win. They are going to be moving on with a clean slate into the finals for Clash Masters Season 2 second qualifier.
Absolutely. Came so close right there, but they walk away with the 1 building victory to move on to the finals. So that means we've got an epic match in the grand final. So let's go and take a look at the bracket to see what are the final 2 matches that we're going to have here today. So in the finals, we're going to have Axio versus Space Station Gaming, who you saw just won right there. Then in the 3rd place match, which will be next, is going to be Headgear Metal versus Dark Jack. And what they're still playing for is the points. They're trying to be able to get those points to make it in towards the playoffs later after the qualifiers, which we do have one more next week as well. And you do not want to miss these matches coming out, man. Woody, they're going to be epic.
Yes, you are correct, Carbon Fin. We've got some fantastic matches coming on up soon, and you don't want to miss them. Those points on the line could be decisive in terms of determining qualification for later. These are all new squads at this point. The top 4 don't have any points yet for our current round of Clash Masters. So even just the 2 points difference from 3rd to 4th place could be decisive in the end, depending upon how things shake out in the 3rd week of the qualifiers coming at you next week. So keep an eye out for the tip-top performance that you have come to expect from Clash Masters, throwing everything on the line, and not doing it just for as much destruction as possible, but for as quick as possible. As we saw in that last war, 0.2 percentage was the difference. And if it had come down to a tiebreaker on time, we actually just got word from our production team that it was 3 seconds advantage that Space Station had over their opponents. So that can really make all the difference. No time to lose in these wars. This is just as razor thin of a margin as you can expect, Carbon Fin.
It is so close. That's what these wars are here in the competitive esports scene for Clash of Clans. But with that, I think we're maybe thrown to a short break, and then we will be jumping straight into the 3rd place match, which we have Gear Metal versus Dark Jack, and then the grand finals after that of Axio versus Space Station Gaming. Cannot wait, but we'll be right back after this quick break.
and welcome back to Clash Masters Season 2. We are in our second week of the qualifiers and have finally reached the last stage. Our third place match is up next, and then the big shebang, the qualifier to end all qualifiers, the first place final showing where we are giving out most of that prize pool, as well as those points up for grabs to get into the playoffs. My name's Woody, and I'm here with Carbon Fin. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing fantastic. We've got the final two matches like you mentioned. Let's go and bring up the bracket to show the viewers at home what we have gone through yesterday and the matches earlier today. So the finals match, as you can see there, is Axio versus Space Station. They've taken on many teams here to get to this point, and then the third place match that we will be watching next is going to be Headgear Metal taking on Darkjack. Headgear Metal is a kind of family clan with Queen Walker, so you know they are going to be coming in with some amazing attacks. But Darkjack did just fall short. They lost to Space Station by one building. Yes, one building. It was tied on stars, and the percentage was just so close. And Space Station had a little bit of an advantage in the attack duration as well by, I believe, 3 seconds. So that's why you really want to try to have at least one of your attacks be a very quick attack. That could be either the Dragon's Drag Bat or even the Mass Inferno Dragons as well. But we've got these two wars. They are going to be putting on a show for us here, Woody.
Oh, they certainly will. And if past is prelude, the tightest wars that you could come to expect in the Clash of Clans pro scene. Matching up now next is going to be Darkjack versus Headgear Metal. Both of these squads picked up 13 stars in their previous wars against Axio and Space Station, respectively there for Headgear Metal and Darkjack. We are expecting to see another really tight one in contention for those points to try to get up ahead and on top in the qualifiers, as well as to earn that bigger prize available. IP from Darkjack will be the first to attack, and he is going to commit to that Dragon Rider Inferno Dragon setup. Now, I had mentioned that there was a little bit of a balance change here, and I just want to confirm and make sure that everyone knows that the Inferno Dragon ramp-up speed was slowed down by 0.2 seconds, and it was the Dragon Rider's range that was reduced by 0.5 tiles. So both of these attacking troops are taking a little bit of a dip in performance with the last round of balance changes, and yet they were so strong that many players are still eager to try to bring them to bear and reap the fruit of their rewards. Let's see if we can get this battle blimp onto the town hall. Yes, we can, even with a little bit of trap action up there. It's not enough to stop Carbon.
Yeah, pulls a bunch of red air bombs. Brilliant job. So that won't hit his troops as he pushes his way into the middle by that single target Inferno. He's got the Queen and King making their way down to the bottom side. Doesn't have any wall breakers, so can't break into that multi-target Inferno. Unfortunately, that would be a great value, to be honest. Now he still has the World Champion to use. The Clan Castle has been taken out, so no Lava Hound potential will get lured out. There is the Skeleton, freezes up the core single. These Dragon Riders are continuing their push through. Now the World Champion's coming down south, taking out the Scatter Shot, but this World Champion on the backside is going to be the biggest threat remaining now.
Yeah, it sure will be. A lot of big, heavy defenses still yet back up on the top. Air defense right next to an archer tower trying to hold on, but man, there are still a lot of dragons in the sky. This is going to be mighty difficult for Oxyride to stop, and I think that, oh man, with that just ever so perfect spread of these Inferno Dragons, heating up for maximum DPS on as many targets as possible, Royal Champion tosses the shield and still holding on to the Archer Queen ability. This one is going to move on gloriously. Darkjack get the triple out of their first one here.
Beautiful job. The Inferno Dragons get it done. And look at this. He still has just over 1 minute left in the raid. This will help, especially if it comes down to time. Brilliant job to start off this war for Darkjack. And now they have to keep pace. Now can Headgear Metal bring the 3 stars? We saw them fall short. They gave up the perfect war in their previous war against Axio. So are they going to try to have their bringing better defenses? Or I guess they're going to really have to try to think of what their opponent could bring in terms of the attack strategies.
Yeah, I'd say looking at the past few matches, really there's kind of only one that stands out from Team Zex versus Axio that was relatively low scoring in the early war and wound up picking up a little bit later. Instead, the story has kind of been across the board, at least for Hagura Metal and for Darkjack, to get lots of stars in the early stages of the war. You know, in the case of Darkjack, they've put up a perfect war in the past against X Team, and then in the case of Hagura Metal, 14 stars against PCCW, and against Axio even 13 stars despite stumbling there toward the end. So I think that we would certainly expect to see Hagura Metal come back with a triple to keep things tied off with the first salvo of attacks. These teams do like to try to pick off the easier targets to start off with in these wars, and then leave a little bit more time to plan in for the later stage hits, the more intricately designed attack strategies. So Hagura Metal going to try to keep pace with a 3-star reliable strike in this first round up against Darkjack. Not going to give any of an opening. Whenever there's a star discrepancy, your opponents can really punish that hard by maybe altering their attack strategy to prefer a little bit more reliable of a hit rather than having to go for a risky play. This is particularly effective if you are targeting the team that goes first, because they won't have the chance to respond. They'll have to try to launch their attack out at the beginning and then just hope that you can't come in over the top and tie it back up later. So Hagura Metal is going to be moving in with a Lalo attack, the most reliable form of aerial strategies that I've seen in the past few weeks, Carmen.
And starting off with this blimp pushing all the way to the core, we're going to see the Blizzard. Oh, look at this. He makes it into the multi-target Inferno. But these are some ice golems, so as long as he keeps the ice golems invisible, they won't target onto him because they would get frozen and stolen. But we have a back-end balloon going for that Eagle Artillery. Oh, so close. It doesn't take that down.
It does not, and that is going to be a tricky miss here for Smith Pro of Hagura Metal. Still lots of damage on the interior. He just really needs a little tiny bit of add-on to finish that off. There's no builder hut even to try to repair it back up, so with just a little bit more oomph, he can knock it down. I don't know if that's going to modify his order of attack, though. If he's going to be coming in from the top left, he might not be able to switch up and change to try to get it down. Instead, he might have to try to spread out his troops, keep those balloons away from being clumped up, so as to try to deny the splash damage from this Eagle, which is already raining down on that Barbarian King. I would expect to see these balloons dropped as quickly as possible to try to make use of the fact that the Barbarian King is soaking shots for the Eagle Artillery, Carbon.
Yeah, well, the Queen's ability goes off, takes the town hall down. No, doesn't look like it at the moment. She's going to get stolen up on these skellies. There's the ability finally. Town hall should be secured, but look at the Royal Champion taking out that other multi-target Inferno. So he's got only one Inferno tower still left in this base. And a lot of those coming in. It's going to end towards this Eagle Artillery. He can push some Headhunters with the Grand Warden over the enemy RC. There is a Tornado Trap. We got a Tesla farm over by the scatter shot on the left side, but plenty of balloons pushing his way through, freezing up the multi, freezing up the Eagle as he's trying to push these balloons straight into the Eagle compartment. The Eagle locks onto a huge clump of them, but will they get close to the Eagle? It gets the shots off, and the Eagle locks on, does quite... No, the balloons just barely dodge it, and he's got plenty of balloons just for 2 Archer's towers left that can hit, and the Hound is even still up. What a brilliant attack here from Smith Pro.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a super easy cleanup for him. He's just going to have to speed up as fast as he can. He actually even uses the freeze to make sure he doesn't lose a balloon out there on the outer edge. And this is going to be nice and easily done. Finds those additional buildings and will drop them down without any problem at all. 30 seconds left for cleanup is plenty here. Noting that there are still lots of loons and even a Lava Hound floating up top had plenty of offense to be able to get this work in. And I'm kind of wondering if he was a bit surprised by the lack of trap defense on this base. Almost always we see those Lava Hounds popping, but not doing it in this case and still having so much firepower left for the finishing shot. This base was really vulnerable to Lava Hound and left a big wide opening for Hagura Metal to just walk all over, Carmen.
Yeah, that blimp got so much value, and then the defending CC really didn't do much. It was just a triple ice golem, and that's why you have a baby dragon typically in your army for an attack like this with Blizzard. That's why I bring a baby dragon, is to take out that clan castle. Even if there was super minions, a Lava Hound, doesn't matter what's in that CC. Combining is some archers, the baby dragon, pulling the clan castle to the corner, you're able to take it down with the poison spell. So you can get so much value if that blimp pulls the clan castle out, and it just cleared the core, took out the enemy queen. And I was a little like, he could have potentially taken a Dragon Rider to follow that blimp into over the Eagle artillery, so that Dragon Rider could have maybe taken the Eagle down, would have helped a little bit. But nonetheless, so many balloons left over, brilliant attack, and sending the queen for the town hall helped secure that to ensure he got a brilliant 3-star. But now Darkjack looking to answer with the Queen Charge Dragon Riders, and starting off with this blimp, raging up over the single target Inferno to help potentially protect the Queen as she probably goes close to this town hall.
Oh, that is a massive, mighty commitment here by Paku Bai, really sending in a huge army just with that battle blimp to crack into that compartment and get some funneling done for the Queen. Doesn't get the full engage out there, but really good funnel setup at least, and hopefully she can stay safe from this Lava Hound flying in. She is taking fire from that Archer Tower, so Paku Bai might have done a little bit better if he had waited another second or two for that to come out instead of letting her get too close, but still has the Unicorn to try to heal her back up top, even a balloon to float on in and seek for an air mine, I guess? Yeah, he's got healers ready to deploy. There they come in. Paku Bai is going to get her top to back off and ready for the charge in.
He was waiting to deploy those healers. He wanted to maybe drop the healers when the Queen walked her way to the top side, because if he walks into the Town Hall compartment now, I believe these healers at the angle that they're coming in are going to get hit by the Town Hall. So that he didn't want to really use a freeze or something to protect the healers through the Town Hall beam. Because watch this. There's the rage. Are the healers within range? Yes, they were. So he's forced to drop that freeze spell. But here comes the King Ice Golem to take out the enemy Queen, and he sends his Royal Champion in there as well. Then he can finally send these Dragon Riders straight over the Eagle.
This is going to be a massive, mighty strike. Dragon Riders target only onto defenses, and so they will funnel in beautifully. That gold mine not going to distract them at all. They will go right in toward those Teslas even, catching a Seeking Air Mine right on the pull initially, though a little bit unfortunate for Paku Bai, but holding on to an Eternal Tome. He's not even going to have to use it yet. Well protected multi-target Inferno in the center of the base could prove to be a little bit of an awkward funneling situation here. That Royal Champion on the outer edge is going to pop that ability and toss it on over to that left side compartment, so she will not be able to drill in toward the center. Nonetheless, that should be an easy target for Dragon Riders at the end of the attack, as long as they can keep the splash damage off from the scatter shot. Another excellent freeze and 2 more invisibilities left to use. I think Paku Bai is going to get it done.
Well, he's got the invisibility as well for this Queen. Her ability already went off, and the Royal Champion. Oh, we do have no. His RC died off there. The Queen's gonna die off to this enemy Royal Champion probably as she steps in here. He would have loved to probably use the invis for her. Down she goes. Uh-oh, but he's got a few minions left. He's got a giant to use. I don't know what the giant's going to be used for. Maybe on the far right side by the builder hut. These healers. Oh, the Royal Champ locks onto the Dragon Riders. Unless this multi's damaged. No, I don't think it is. Oh, how unfortunate. Wow.
Tragic end here for Paku Bai in an attack that seemed to have exactly what he needed put together. Everything across the entire map has been decimated. And yet the tiny little bit still does stand. A little straw house blown down. The brick house in the center does still remain. And that big bad wolf will have to walk away without the triple after all, Carbon Fin.
Yeah, he pathed his way right around that core multi-target Inferno. But it was the unfortunate spell timing. He dropped down to his Royal Champion as she was taken out, and didn't have it to keep his Queen alive. Because I think if he kept his Queen alive, there could have been a potential. Obviously, time was an issue, but the enemy Royal Champion was just too much. So that is the first defense here for Hagura Medal of today, because they gave up the perfect war earlier to Axio, who's waiting in the grand finals with Space Station. That's going to be coming up after this war, so you definitely don't want to miss that. But a lot of you guys are tuning in. You're probably wondering, like, well, Carbon, Woody, where is the Royal Ghost? That just came out, and I'm using it right now in Clash of Clans. Well, the players cannot use it here in the Clash Masters since it just got released. These bases aren't tested for something like that new event troop, so that is why you're not seeing it being used, but it is still a really strong troop that is invisible for 12 seconds. Absolutely insane. And it goes through walls while it's invisible. But here we go, starting off with the P.E.K.K.A. Smash with the Super Wizards. And he does have a poison spell, so it is interesting that he decides to take a poison spell when he has these Super Wizards. That means he's not going to have an extra free spell if he wants to send a World Champion on some side of the base. But he's finally waiting for this Warden and now locking onto this multi-target Inferno.
Yeah, long, slow Warden walk to begin with for this game. He's already almost spent a minute on it, and it's a particularly strange setup here to bring a Golem and even a Valkyrie and Ice Golem instead of a third P.E.K.K.A., which we almost always see with this sort of setup. Hagura Metal are taking a risk here by changing up the meta, but will they be rewarded for it? That Golem is going to be coming in over on the right corner to soak shots. What is the big damage that he's worried about that he thinks justifies the Golem play rather than sending in another P.E.K.K.A., Carbon?
Well, he wants that Golem to help provide a little bit of tanking there, but it does pull a few traps. Here comes the Log Launcher. Now, the question is, did that Golem get the value? We'll see. I think hopefully it did. The Log Launcher is opening up towards this multi-target Inferno. And there's this scatter shot that's open a little on the bottom side. But unless this Log Launcher opens these walls that are just barely touching, there's the warded ability. Does have a jump as well to use. But there's the poison onto the Clan Castle. There's still a lot to get through. Oh, the Super Wizards lock onto the scatter. They need to jump their way to the Town Hall and single. There's a freeze. Ralph not looking too bad. He still has this World Champion and the Queen ability to use.
Yeah, there is a lot left to say about this base to be done by Hagura Metal, but with those spells, it's still ready to be used, and perfect positioning there on that Rage. Gets all the troops activated, as well as those heroes, right when he needs them most. A little bit of a distraction for the Queen as she pops out there, but she should get to that to the Town Hall very quickly. 1 star claimed already, the second about to go down. Boom! Knock it apart. Hagura Metal trying to stay out of that poison spell as best they can, keeping our heroes safe. They are topped off right now. The Barbarian King is actually even going to be able to survive and loop around as well. Big ability from the Royal Champion will knock down all the remaining defenses, and that's all she wrote, Carbon Finn. A 3-star for Hagura Metal. They pull ahead now and over the top of Dark Jack.
Brilliant job, Hagura Metal, coming away with the 3-star with the P.E.K.K.A. Smash. Those Super Wizards helping chain into the core, but that Log Launcher being used on the opposite side. We've seen it before. That setting a Log Launcher, something like that, it has resulted in those 1-stars and can be devastating, especially when you're in a war like this. But the back-to-back triples keeps them just in front here. And look at that, 97% for Dark Jack. So they're so close. They're right on Hagura Metal's tail, but it comes down to the perfect or even a 14-star war. If these teams are able to put that high score, can the opponents answer? It's going to be close, but they're still trying to see and planning their attacks in this war here.
From what I've seen, it is way better to be in the lead if you are the second team to attack. That is even stronger than being in the lead as the first team to attack, because now Dark Jack have nothing to do except to try to go for triples every single time, and Hagura Metal might even have the luxury of waiting back and using lighter attacks, especially for their 5th attack. With only 3 attacks left from either squad, that is 1/3 of their entire offensive output that they can reassign to a more safe approach. Dark Jack instead are now going to have really a lot of pressure on their shoulders now with a Warden walk out the beginning here. They are not looking to get a time win by any means. They are instead going to have to get the maximum pressure to get these stars on the board. They're facing off against some really difficultly positioned compartments on the interior and only 1 jump spell to hop over. This is going to be a mighty tall order for Rising Rishi to come up against.
Yeah, starting off with this Warden walk, needs to take out this Air Expo, and probably will push his way to the right side. Why the right over the left? Well, yeah, the left is the Eagle, but look at this. Heroes, the Queen, the King, the Royal Champion, even the defending Warden are over there. So if he as long takes them down, pushes his way through. But notice he does still have the blimp. So is he going to end up switching this to a Log Launcher to open up the walls leading all the way through? Because he does have the 1 jump spell to use, but this is taking forever. Took over a minute just to get that Air Expo down.
Still pushing in hard with all his might. The union of that Queen and Warden can help a lot of damage for this walk. Even got to get an Ice Golem out in front to block for a lot of shots on the interior. Fully 3 heroes trying to block, but boom! Big Springtrap will eject that Ice Golem. Still gets the freeze off, but that is going to be a missed damage blocker out in front, especially bad with a scatter shot ready to fire away, Carbon.
Oh, his queen. He lost his queen through ability. So she was not even able to get her ability off. But here comes the Warden ability protects as the blimp makes it to the town hall, rages up. There's the tornado trap, which actually spins the Yeti straight in towards the town hall. They help take this down, but there's no queen to help assist this push. There's the freeze of the scatter shot. His king is in the middle. I don't even know where. Okay, no, he's down by the town hall. There's a poison spell, but this single target Inferno is shredding through these P.E.K.K.A.s. He only has 2 freezes left, and the unfortunate losing that queen to the enemy heroes there through ability is just devastating.
Taking a big hit early on. We were saying this was going to be a tight race, even if he managed to get through with the damage, but on a P.E.K.K.A smash strategy to be actually losing his P.E.K.K.As, and now the hammer dropped on that final witch on the outer edge. This was just a big defensive pickup for Hagura Metal. Kisara leveraging that Eagle artillery for maximum effect. Huge splash damage all throughout the entirety of the raid. I gotta say, I really think that the base building was on point with that one, and Rising Rishi did not get up to the occasion on there. I'm not really exactly sure how to say this, but I think the plan might have been doomed from the start, Carbon Fin.
Yeah, unfortunately, it did take a while for that Warden, but when you leave the Eagle artillery up at the end, it can do so much damage to your troop, especially when they clump up in one spot. That's what the Eagle loves to do. It loves to target the largest clump of troops, kind of the troop spaces, the camp space on the map at a single time. But losing your queen ability that early and not having her to be able to reach over walls to grab those important defenses like that single target Inferno can cause the end of an array. But now Oxyride with the dragons, kind of the Hydra, does have 3 rocket loons potentially pick off a corner building, an archer tower, because I don't see any air defense in the corner necessarily. But we do have some invis, some skeletons to be used. And here comes the blimp into the town hall. Looks like, is he going to do a blizzard? Oh, yes, he does. So there's a rage. A couple of invis come down to chain their way through, because they could chain and also skip to take out the sweeper. If they do, it's going to be close. One more invis. Oh, my goodness. Woody, this has just been like the worst super wizard pathing around a town hall, and now it's getting healed up.
How on earth did that just happen? Off of a tricky start, Oxyride is not going to give up the Town Hall strike, and that requires a forced drop from the Royal Champion and an early ability there, missing the heal and getting a really unfortunate strike, even onto a Royal, what is that, a Grand Warden statue at the back, which is just going to get repaired up now by that Builder Hut. Out from the CC comes, we see a pretty tricky army here with a Headhunter to try to strike back in, but that's going to be dealt with very quickly here. Rage spell stacked right on top of these dragons and dragon riders, and they are making a path of terror through this base, going all the way directly into the middle with another rage spell on addition. 3 spell back to back to back. Oxyride is going to try to make up for lost time, Carbon.
He's got the spells, the skeletons to move his way through, but now those are supposed to help assist his Royal Champion, which he had to clutch up the Town Hall, and at this point, these dragons are falling short fast. He needs to try to get as much percentage as possible. This is exactly what Dark Jack needed as a defense in this 3rd place match. The King is moving his way down south using these ground skeletons to help distract a little bit of the Air Expos, the Tesla Farm, the Royal Champion down there. The Queen is going to go down. Here comes a few rocket loons. We're looking to grab percentage at this point, because he knows there's going to be way too much left. There's a rocket loon, picks off the Archer Tower over in the corner. And there's the enemy Royal Champion. The Dragons try to lock on. The Warden goes down. And this air defense and this compartment is going to be too much to handle. No Royal Champion to help assist. And Oxyride's going to finish in the mid-80s, trying to put it up closer to the 90% mark here.
Yet another miss here for the offense. And yet we must say that Oxyride did better than his previous opponent. Hagura Metal were already ahead on a star, so to see back-to-back 2 stars is not the worst thing in the world for the team that's already in the lead. They will have a very strong percentage advantage as well, pushing into the low 90s now with this Barbarian King charging through the left corner and even grabbing that scatter shot off. This is going to be still a lead for Hagura Metal despite the miss here. Wow, he grabs the Wizard Tower too. That King has got a lot left to say. The royal charge into that compartment. Really delivering a pretty impressive percentage lead and maintaining the star advantage. Hagura Metal missing out on a little bit there, but in this third place match, they are still trying and seeming to have success about this bronze grab here.
Yeah, at least he was able to put it into the 90%. So that is exactly where you want to be if you do end up failing your attack, because a lot of these wars do come down to the percentage. So now, can Dark Jack come in with the answer? Their defense stepped up. Hagura Metal did just fall, and we're taking a look at the scoreboard just down below here, and it's just the 1-star differential, but the percentage is the storyline here. That can play all the difference in the final set of attacks. We had 2 more attacks from each team still to come in, so there's still anything can happen here, Woody.
Yeah, wide open spaces for these 2 teams. Hagura Metal with the lead pretty confidently. Like I said before, if you're going to have the lead, it's even better to have it as the second team to attack because you have the right to respond rather than having to initiate. Dark Jack in a tricky position, especially with their loss to Space Station on only 13 stars, a dip in their offensive performance, and once again having a difficulty now against Hagura Metal. I will say, though, that Hagura Metal's defenses are not impregnable. Axio did get the perfect war against them, and even PCZW picked up 14 stars despite Hagura Metal's win. Their defenses are just not as strong as some of the other squads we've seen. Instead, they've been relying on their offense. And so far, that's carried them to victory. But will it ensure it? Can't say that that's the case.
Well, E-Dragons, is this the way? We're going to see probably an early Warden ability. There's a double rage, pushing these balloons straight into the multi, towards the scatter shot. Can he get the chain value? We do have a middle core multi. The lightning helped take out the sweeper to help so the E-Dragons don't get pushed back, but they have split off in 2 different directions here. Moving his way around, still has that blimp to use with the Royal Champion. Now sends the blimp off from the right side, and there's the raged up E-Dragons. He's got the poison spell for the CC that's going to get lured out. Archers are coming through here, and he needs to rage up the blimp. Talon's going down. We got a single target inferno that's going to be locking out of these E-Dragons here.
Well, you asked it, is this the way? And it sure does seem to be the way so far. Unfortunate, though, that this single target Inferno is going to be really difficult to lock onto for any of these attacking troops. Loss of the Grand Warden out there, but we got a shield for this Inferno Tower. Whoa, instead spends it early. That might have been a big miss for X-Men, whose Royal Champion is now down and out. Heals for this Archer Queen are going to be as best as they can from this Unicorn. But I think that might have been a crucial misstep there, missing the chance to take down that single target Inferno. She did get the relock out on the CC troops, but my. This was not the 3-star that Dark Jack ever so desperately needed to get back into this match. 90% 2-star is once again lacking the oomph that we need to get them in the win column. If you got just 1 more attack left and are going to have to hope for back-to-back defenses against Hagura Metal, not the sort of thing that is going to give you confidence in the late war, Carbon.
Not at all. Unfortunately, the E-Drags were not able to push their way through, and just they fell short. It's just you need to try to have a perfect pathing for all the E-Dragons to work together, and if they split off in 2 different directions, that is devastating because you lose that firepower, you lose them chaining through and overwhelming the defenses, because we've seen before some pros use the E-Dragons and absolutely crush bases with, like, it seems like they had finished the attack in a minute. Don't know how they do it, but we still have a couple attacks to come in. They still have to be careful. Hagura Metal is in the lead. They've got the 1-star in terms of advantage from the before the previous attack, and it with a 3-star, they will be looking to have a 2-star advantage if they can do it in the very next hit.
And if I can go back and discuss just the meta game a little bit here, talking about the stability of these teams, Hagura Metal, with the support of the Queen Walkers, a stellar squad at the top of the COC Esports team, they have got that perseverance mentality. They've got the binding agent necessary to keep them together, especially when they're in the lead. This is going to be an easy next 2 attacks for them, as opposed to Darkjack, a relatively new squad, which has come out guns blazing, but doesn't seem to have the gas in the tank to make it to the end of this marathon run in Clash Masters. There have been a lot of really tight matches for them that they've been able to get the advantage on, even getting the perfect wars now and again. But it's the consistency and performance that we really need to see if we want to have them making their way to the top, getting those additional points, and finding a spot coveted on the Clash Masters playoffs roster. So far, Hagura Metal seems convinced that they will be the team that get 3rd place here, the greater share of the points and the bigger prize.
Pushing these heroes in towards the Eagle Artillery. Consumi coming in with the Lalo Bats. You don't really see an attack like this really ever used all too much anymore because of the multi-target Inferno meta. Back when single-target Infernos were being used so much, Bat spells were just that much stronger. But now we're going to see a Wall Wrecker. Oh, wait, okay, so this Queen is taking a massive amount of damage. The Queen's ability is going to go off, RC ability as well, but he's going to have this Wall Wrecker try to help take down this multi-target Inferno in the core. And if he sent the Blimp, obviously it could be a little risky with Seeking Air Mines, and he's saying, hey, Wall Wrecker is the way. He's going to have potentially balloons or something come out of here, maybe even Yetis. Okay, it is indeed Yetis, and the Yeti should be able to help take the multi down.
We do have a little light bat component on the end. 4 of them brought in when we usually, I would see more something like half a dozen in order to get the work done on the back end. But having knocked apart that multi-target Inferno and getting another easy stab at the other one in the bottom left corner before he gets this Lalo double set up, I think that he might just have enough with these 4 bat spells ready on the final straw, as long as he can get this multi-target or rather Giga Inferno in the Town Hall shut down. Wizard Towers on the outer edge should be distractible. Katsumi, can you get it in there? He's already triggered the Tornado Trap. Good news for him there. Gets out the final rage spell. Go, 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 Balloons. You need protection, but you need to drop that Town Hall as fast as possible.
Yes,
no,
Town Hall under the rage of the balloon. No, but the enemy Queen is still standing. Oh, no. The bats are used on the scatter on the backside, and you feel like he wanted to use maybe the skeleton spell on the defending Queen over there, but that Wizard Tower is going to be way too much. It's going to be taking down these bats. Katsumi, very nice trying to come up with something completely different of a Lalo Bats. But again, this is why you don't see it all too much, because it's a very difficult attack to pull off. But at least you did secure the Town Hall for at least a 2-star. But it's not going to be able to get any much higher than the mid-80s here.
Well, congratulations to X-Men on defense. Hagura Metal have once again been rebuffed. Another 2-star in the mid-80s will keep their percentage lead, but we are inching ever closer to a possible upset by Darkjack if they can narrowly claim that triple at the end. This is almost the sort of story that we saw between Darkjack and Space Station, but now the roles are once again positioned for Darkjack to try to get that upset victory despite having to attack first this time.
Yeah, we're going to come down to the final hits here, but the last couple attacks not coming in with the 3-star. So we're going to have to see if one of these teams trying to pull away with it, but we're looking at the score here, and Darkjack with 9 and Hagura Metal with 10. So if Darkjack put up a triple, they'll be up by the 2 stars, but Hagura Metal, they can win off of percentage. So they don't have the 3-star to win with the final attack. But if the last attack is a low percent 2-star, anything can happen here. We've been seeing kind of a mixed bag with attacks in terms of with the P.E.K.K.A. Smash, with Lalos in it, and a lot of Dragon attacks. But like you said, I don't think we've seen the hybrid yet here today, Woody.
Yeah, I think you are right about that. No hybrids, despite the fact that we've got new levels added on for the Hog Rider and the Miner. Been particularly effective just yesterday in pretty much every single instance of the use, but just still sticking to the skies. You know, I guess we can hope and expect for one thing in terms of changes to the metagame, but these players are going to decide on their own what they think is going to be the best line of attack.
Well, the killer believes dragons is the one for this. Using it, he did have a super barbarian for a little bit of funneling as well. So now he's going to push this king in towards this eagle artillery. Once they grab this valley, we got two sweepers in the core kind of near each other here, but the ice golem is leading. Going to lead the charge into this compartment, take a little bit of damage, or at least slow this cannon down. There is the king. Skeletons pop, drops the head under to help clear this compartment. He wants to help set up a little bit of a funnel to push these dragons into the middle.
Well, funneling is really well done early on, and with a big charge on in, I think that the killer will be able to get exactly what he was hoping for here. He just get a bit of a distraction from these skeletons, though, and unfortunately, he didn't... Oh my goodness, another giant bomb goes off, and that's going to hurt those barbarians quite a bit. The Mighty Yak is still there, but wasn't soaking shots for the Barbarian King, so damage applied. Oh my goodness, even more giant bombs explode. Fortunately for the killer, he actually managed to dodge those before the major step of the funneling was done. And so now with the Battle Blimp coming in, supporting these dragons and Dragon Riders, an early Eternal Tome before that Battle Blimp really got cleared well out. And yet this still might just be enough for the triple. He's going in hard and fast into that compartment with a rage spell as well. Doesn't encounter any tornadoes, and boom, bang, bam! Grabs that first and second star right back to back, Carmen.
Did he miss a clone spell over next to that clan castle? I don't know. But he's pushing his way through. I feel like he did. I don't feel like balloons spawned over that Grand Warden altar there. He's pushing his way through with the rotate. Oh, he pulls out a triple Ice Golem CC, which is going to slow him down quite a bit. The Warden is now taking out this Wizard Tower, slowly trying. I don't think he'll be able to. And then we even have this Air Expo, and this is going to be a defense definitely here with a Tesla Farm, enemy Royal Champion on the top side, with only the Queen ability really as the biggest threat to help finish this off, but it's not going to be able to do that. Queen's ability goes off to take out the enemy Royal Champ, and there's just way too much, and Headgear Metal can walk away with a 2-star victory in their final attack.
Big, convincing lead for Hagure Metal now with a 2-star by Darkjack. They have just not been able to get back on track. 11 stars total is one of the lowest offensive performances that we've seen from Darkjack, maybe even in this entire tournament, having gotten 14, 15, and then 13 against Space Station. Dropping all the way down to 11 means that they have just lost all hope, and they're not going to have the chance to move on now if Hagure Metal can get just a 2-star out of here. Certainly expect for them to be able to pull that off, and it is going to be a crushing blow to their morale when that does come around. Darkjack still have an opportunity to compete in the third qualifier, as well as you at home. If you think that your team has a chance in Clash Masters, please be sure to register. You can go online and find us on Twitter and get all the news on our Discord server where you can get in on that. Maybe you'll get a chance to face off against Darkjack, just like Hagure Metal. But with a 2-star, they can walk away victorious in third position with more points and a bigger prize. So Hagure Metal, show us what you got. Now is not the time to slip up and go in for a risky play. They don't even need the 3-star, so honestly, just dropping in for the safe 2 would be the way forward for me here.
Absolutely. And what you don't want to miss, because this is the third place match, we have one more war after this, which will be Space Station Gaming taking on Axio in the finals. And the winner of that will actually be taking home $1,500 as well as 15 points to their name for the leaderboard, trying to make it to the playoffs. So we still have another amazing war to come in after this final attack, coming in for Headgear Metal to try to close this one up. But here we go. Headgear Metal looking to come in with a looks like a Blizzard Lalo with an Ice Hound here, and he's going to drop, looks like the ice, starting with an Ice Hound, so the blimp can make it a little bit further, but he finds a Tesla Farm up top, up there.
Yeah, a bit of a weird start here, but yet the Blizzard is going to get super effective value anyways. Double Invis here to keep them on task as long as possible. Just barely edging out safety in that little invisibility pocket. One Super Wizard does go up on top, and that could be a pretty big loss for Kisara, who's now outside of Rage. Does knock down 2 major compartments, though, so got to be happy with the result, even though he didn't finish off that enemy Royal Champion. She is awfully low, and with some big firepower rolling in hot and heavy, that Lava Hound Balloon combo should be able to get the work done here. 3 freezes and haste spells to make it all the way around this base with a little bit of additional funneling from the top corner here. This is going to be a great clockwise positioning from that 2 o'clock spot to make it all the way to the finish line.
We have the Queen, King, pushing towards this Town Hall. Queen's locking on the Archer Tower. Wizard Tower as well should be going down. Oh, his World Champion takes out the enemy RC on the top side. And this looks like to be definitely a safe push in towards this Town Hall to secure the 2-star. Now, the King's got his ability. He's going to run his way all the way down and around. No more wall breakers for him. The RC helped get a ton of value up there. But nice thing is there is no Tesla farm anymore for these balloons. He does have 2 hounds to push his way through. Sweeper's pointing to the top side, so he's starting to lob from the bottom. And the headhunters are going to lock directly onto this Queen. Pops in early Warden ability. But watch out for a potential red air bomb field right next to that multi-target Inferno and Air Expo in the core.
Slow down for those loots as they're caught in a tornado trap. Shots are missing them, though, as that scatter has been instead locked onto the Lava Hound for the whole time. That is a little bit of breathing space here for Kisara, who could, oh my goodness! Double air bombs and huge splash damage take out a massive chunk of those balloons. Still has some more along the backside, and they are well spread out, but there's a multi-target Inferno trying to burn them up. Can he reach them in time to finish it off? He's already got the 2-star, so congratulations to Hagura Metal for moving on, but will he get the triple? I think he might just get it done. Balloons finish off that multi-target defense, and instead it's just going to be the air to target on for the final round. Knock it apart, Kisara. Show that this medal is platinum, the top prize for Hagura.
They're going to walk away with a 3rd place finish here in the Clash Masters. Brilliant job. That's going to give them a really nice showing here and they're going to be on the leaderboard for sure, which we'll be taking a look at the end of the stream. So you don't want to miss that, where the final standings are. But what a war. Hagura Metal walk away with the victory, winning the 3rd place match, which means we still have the grand finals to come. So let's congratulate Hagura Metal on the performance here. They are a family clan to Queen Walker, so that's why you may recognize a few of their names there. But now, Woody, let's go and bring up the bracket and see exactly this next match. We are going to be seeing Space Station Gaming taking on Axio in the grand finals here. They've been planning. We will not, and I repeat, not have a break. We are going straight into this next match here, Woody.
Yeehaw! I am ready, Carvin. Axio and Space Station. A well-established, firmly committed name in Space Station. Highly storied and laureled squad up in the finals, up against Axio. Relatively new name that has just gone through a terrifying run in the top 16, defeating the Golden Ticket team, Tampanai Empire, knocking apart Team Zex and keeping their attack total down to 11 stars. They trounced Hagura Metal with a perfect war, and there's a lot to say about both of these squads. I think we have got a really interesting show coming up, and I cannot wait to see who is going to take this win. Will it finally be Space Station, a squad that has had so many top-placing performances in Clash Masters, but not yet gotten that first-place spot? Or is it going to be the up-and-comers, the upstarts, Axio? Let us know now in chat which team you're cheering for, because I know either way, we are going to have a fantastic war to watch ahead of us, Carbon.
Absolutely. Both these teams deserve to be in this spot. Axio, like you said, are going to be making a name for themselves, and Space Station, a community favorite. They are well known, and they've been covered so many times. So that is the question here. A lot of these teams definitely know the players for Space Station Gaming. They know which potential attacks they like to kind of default to. But Axio, you really have just a limited experience with them. We've just seen them just a few times over these yesterday and today to kind of try to expect. So, what are we going to be seeing from Axio on their defensive bases? Are they going to be something different, or will they maybe rerun a base or two from the previous days? We're going to have to take a look. We're going to be jumping into this very next war very soon. We're going to be going into it, but still, I wonder what Space Station is going to be bringing. Are they going to continue with what they've normally did? We saw Nick coming in with a Super Witch attack from earlier today, which did time fail, and then Lex, he tried to bring the drag bat, which definitely did not go according to plan. It was a very low percent 2-star. So I wonder how those attacks are going to influence what they're going to decide to bring.
Yeah, good question on that. I think that there is the potential for a reconfiguring of strategy here into the finals, but I gotta say, from what I've seen for both Space Station and Axio, I think that with the success that they've had on offense, they're probably going to be pretty happy to just continue as they had, guns blazing. Wow, well, how wrong am I? Finally, we see Hybrid come up, and it's going to be the initial starting attack from the best by Axio. Not a spammy attack at all, to be sure, and so requires pretty careful planning, having to dodge traps on the interior and make sure that splash damage doesn't reach you. With 3 multi-target Infernos, difficult to reach and spread out, this is going to be a tough base. I'm also noting ground targeting Expos on the far side. What did the best see about this base that he thought would make it a good target for Hybrid, Carbon?
Well, typically, I tend to stay away from the town hall, and he's looking to take the town hall down. So, in terms of the value of this base, we got to think about where the king's going to come. Maybe to the right side and send the hybrid stay into that scatter shot over there. But notice, oh, look at the healers. So, look at how he deployed the healers super late here. Drops the rage because he didn't want the healers to get hit by this town hall. One of them does, but at this angle, most of the healers here are going to be safe. But we don't have a jump spell with one more super wall break. Let's keep our eye on it. If we can keep this queen, just drop a freeze. And here comes some super minions from the clan castle.
Soren in hot. Super minions are going to get another poison spell. Freely dropped here by the best. Well done there to take them out before they can cause any trouble for this Archer Queen. Even with distraction, Skelly's out in front. That could have been a little bit of a tricky play. Oh my goodness! A massive Tesla farm pops up over on the right side. That's actually pretty good news for the best, who's got plenty of army capacity to be able to knock those down quickly, and additional spell capacity to drop on top to keep them top back off. Big giant bombs explode, but that is not going to deter these hogs at all. Well protected by heal spells and an eternal tome. This entry point was awfully rough, an uphill battle, but climb that hill he has, and the best is going to be roaring through the middle now. Multi-target Inferno starting to heat things up, a great protection with his life aura, and triggering another giant bomb using that Royal Champion up in the top compartment. Oh my goodness, it's just the spring trap now that's giving him some problems, sending some poor piggies out to outer space. Can he finish off this base with just 45 seconds left, Carbon?
It's going to be close on time. I don't know. We got the hogs moving their way to the multi and the scatter shot over on the backside. But notice how the queen cannot reach the scatter. It does have her ability. One invis. So this RC is staying up. Oh, this RC is going to do so much work. Look at the king. He's even still up helping with the wizards up top, cleaning up. He should be able to get this, right? With an invis, queen should well, actually, don't have to pop the queen ability, technically, if the scatter shot was distracted on her. 14 seconds. And yes, this will be a 3-star for the best. Axio of Dark Souls helping get the first 3-star of this war, taking down Nick's base. Brilliant job. This is the first time we're seeing the hybrid being used here today. And it's going to be taking the 3-star.
He's done it! Congratulations to Axio. Not a whole lot of time left on there, but with a carefully planned attack, using those hogs and miners, getting around the wrap to the very back end. This is extremely good news for Axio. Might even leave them open some easier bases in the later war that they can just try to get a quick, fast drop on. And a particularly interesting, sort of risky strategy, but with a high payoff, assuming that they know that they are the first to attack and are going to have to potentially respond against some pretty impressive space station follow-up in the early war. This might set them up very well for the mid to late war. If they can just hold on tight and keep it in even keel with space station, I think that they are going to be very happy about how things develop here later on. Space Station is a squad that has a reliable, strong hit rate, but it's not yet got the perfect war. They average just 13 stars in their past 3 wars against Hanoi Royal, NY Amazing, and Darkjack. So this is certainly a war that even if Space Station starts off really strong, and they may not be able to finish over the top of Axio if they can't keep that powerful rate up.
Yeah, if they can keep it going, we're going to see with Crazy Ryan, one of the strongest Queen Charge attackers in the world. Locking on this ground expo, unfortunately not able to take it down just yet. Gonna lock onto the enemy RC using the assistance of the Headhunter. Does lure out... Oh, look at that. The Headhunter lures out the Lava Hound and Ice Golem, which is going to help tremendously. So the Queen can help take them down before she steps up into a lot more firepower with that ground expo closer towards the Town Hall compartment. Now there's the Poison Spell looking to help take down these Lava Pups. Does very nicely. And now we're going to continue this Queen to charge through to the right side, it looks like, to set up this Olalo attack.
Queen's taking a little bit of heat there, but the multi-target Inferno is no match for the Unicorn Healer army to keep her topped off. Enemy heroes going to take a little bit of an interest in this attack, though. But it looks like nice drop there from Crazy Ryan will protect the Queen from that scatter shot. Instead, it's the Barbarian King soaking those blows and a Royal Champion out and back to help out with those additional defenses. Deep, heavy charge on this top side from these heroes has done massive damage and set up for an amazing funnel, but it's taken a lot of time now. 123 now remains to try to get these Lava Hounds onto target. Crazy Ryan not necessarily known for being one of the fastest attackers here, and so he has really got to rely on that firepower to get the heavy drop awfully quick. No star yet, and only 110 remains, Carbon.
Ooh, the Queen locks out of the Town Hall. There's a freeze on the enemy Queen and the multi. Needs to keep these healers alive. And she's going to step up. Look at the value that she's getting right into the core. There's the enemy Queen going down. The multi-target Inferno pops the Warren Belly through the scatter shot. Here's some more balloons. Finds a little bit of a Tassel farm off to the left. There's a freeze as well. Needs to drop the Stone Slammer. He's waiting forever. Is he going to drop the Stone Slammer from maybe the complete opposite side and move his way towards the air defense? But no, decides to go for the mortar, and it's going to be... Time's going to be the biggest issue.
It is a huge issue, as it always has been. Single target Inferno burning up the Queen forces out that ability right there, but well-timed and positioned here. She's going to be able to loop around and try to go for that air defense. Oh, bomb's going to blow up and give her poor archers a little bit too much trouble. We've got minions out on the left side to try to clean that elixir storage. We've got all these balloons collapsing on the last remaining defenses. 13 seconds left. Go ahead and put that head. There's no more heroes to worry about. You just have to get the damage applied. Can he do it? I think he can. Crazy Ryan with 3 seconds left for the triple Carbon Fin.
Wow, just barely getting it done to stay tight here. It's 3-3. The answer from Crazy Ryan. But how does he get the Queen to charge like that? Walks her all the way from the top, straight to the middle, wall breaking all around the base. Just brilliant value. Crazy Ryan does it like no other. And told you, he's one of the best Queen charge attackers in the world. And then you add Lalo on top of that. Absolutely insane. He comes up with just beautiful ways to get the Queen to the core, into the value with her. And it was gorgeous. Got the 3-star to start off the war here for Space Station.
You'll love to see it. Congratulations there. Space Station going toe-to-toe with Axio, and on just as tight and just as scary of a planned attack, does still yet manage to get the triple. The advantage that I saw for Axio off of their first strike has now evaporated, as Space Station has gone for just as risky of a play and been rewarded handsomely for it. This is promising to be a very close war into the mid-stage, but let's give all the credit due to Adam now for the plan for his next attack, and a lightning quick hit out on the bottom corner. Battle Blimp crashes in and knocks apart so many defenses in that compartment. Doesn't get the air defense here, but with an Archer Queen along the bottom left edge as well, she could either path in toward the Town Hall or try to crack that air defense on the outer edge as well. Going to pull that enemy Archer Queen, and the duel, of course, will go in her favor. Raged up when with plenty of healer support. Those expos are not enough to come in over the top. A little bit of a pushback from that air sweeper there could interrupt some of the healing, but it looks like they've just edged out of range, and Adam's attack is still going to be looking clutch.
Yeah, he's pushing his way through this enemy Headhunters and the Lava Hound, which just pops right there. And he's continuing this push. The Rage is actually healing, pushing this Queen back up with the Unicorn assistance, but there is, was an early free spell onto the single target Inferno. Either way, another Rage is down. Should be able to take the single down. There's a super wall breaker on the left, sends the King to the town. Oh, freezes down, but saves out of the Queen ability. Maybe, no, healers are transferring to the King now. Uh-oh.
Terrible news here. Healers need to stay on that Queen as long as possible. She's going to be taking a lot of fire in the interior there. And Expo already locked onto her archers. Doesn't quite have the range for her just yet, but the healers are doomed out there. Another Seeking Airmine pops, and that's just going to be one more left for her. Instead, Adam's going to have to rely entirely on the Dragon Riders to try to get this win. Gonna miss one over there in the bottom compartment. This Archer Queen is awfully hurt and damaged, just has to hold on for dear life and hope and pray that these Dragon Riders can get out in front to save the day. One healer to try to keep her alive against a multi-target Inferno, but that is not going to be long for this world. Can they get another spell committed to try to get her saved? Or is Adam going to save it for those Dragon Riders on top instead? The free spell is out. Invis for the Queen!
Wow, the invisibility just barely protects that Queen to take that multi-target Inferno down. He's got a few Dragon Riders left, but no more spells to push through this Grand Warden, this Tesla farm, and finding some Seeking Air Mines as well.
I think that he is gonna just be facing off against too much here now. Adam has got 15 seconds left for cleanup, and that is not gonna be enough to knock apart the remainder of that left side compartment adjacent to the town hall, which still stands strong and firm. Crazy Ryan is having an insane back-to-back offensive and defensive victory against Adam now. Space Station has him to thank for the lead that they will pick up in the early war. If only they can get a triple to back up that showing, they have got a great opportunity ahead of them now, Carbon.
Yeah, that 2-star, they're unfortunate, but Space Station, can they take advantage of this situation? That defense from Crazy Ryan there, it's just unfortunate. The healers really switched off to the King, weren't able to really protect that Queen a little bit more to get through to that multi-target Inferno into the core, and then lost the Dragon Riders towards the back side there. But with a 3-star, probably going to be, if I'm going to guess, probably going to see Agent coming in next, or it could be Nick, either one of those. But Crazy Ryan usually always loves to attack first. That's why he did it, and he came with a beautiful Queen charge just before. But I'm really going to be curious about later in the war, when the pressure starts to really start to mount and has to come down to those final attackers. Who will pull through for each side? Because Lexnos does come in at the end of Space Station wars usually. But here we go. The next attacker for Space Station is coming in. And we've got ourselves Nick with a Zap Lalo. Absolutely one of his favorite attack strategies to use.
Yeah, it is. And of course he is going to apply maximum pressure here on the second attack, trying to get that triple. This is not a safe and reliable play for him now. It is the risky one. You were asking earlier who's going to be leaning in at the beginning and who's going to finish off at the end. Well, you have picked out Nick among this crowd to be the guy to get this second attack in when they need it most. Barbarian King is going to charge into that bottom left compartment, and support from the Royal Champion as well. Enemy Archer Queen facing off against them. They've locked onto some defenses. Ooh, a little bit of a Springtrap activation there, but it's not going to be too harmful. Big CC pull, though, and expect to see that poison come down awfully fast. There it is to grab those defending troops. Nick has got an amazing start so far for this Laloon army. Triple Lava Hounds and only 2 air defenses left. This is an incredible start.
Absolutely, looking really good, but the biggest threat we've got is a poor multi-target Inferno. Starts with the Stone Slammer, moving its way through. The Queen is getting healed up a little bit more. Needs to take out these super minions. No, not going to be able to do that. The Unicorn is going to go down. Here comes the Lala, moving to the right side. The Dragon is... Oh, no, it's a Dragon Rider. So we can't target the super minions unless the Owl goes for it. So it's, the push is still through. There's the Warden ability. Trying to push these balloons straight in towards the middle. Multi through the Warden ability, pulling the traps. And yes, they make it there. And there's not actually... There's like no traps in the middle there.
Wow, big upset here. Nick manages to stay safe despite the lack of traps. He might have to still face off against them at the end of this base. Balloons are doing their best to power on through. They've got one Dragon Rider to help them on the other edge as well. Get the drop on the air defense, and it's just one more compartment for them to finish off. Seeking Air Mine lands on a balloon, I believe, and that is good news for this Dragon Rider out back who's taking the shots instead from the Eagle Artillery. This is exactly what you want to see as Nick. You're taking the big single hits onto your clumps there and the big splash damage onto your single guy out back. This is perfect positioning. The funneling could not have gone better for him, and he will get well rewarded once again with a 3-star Space Station Ascendant. A high and mighty team to go up against. Axio are finally meeting their match.
What a beautiful attack here. Coming away with the Zap Lalo triple from Nick. The Lightning grabbing a nice value off the left, grabbing Scattershot. Queen grabbing the Town Hall, also doing quite a bit of damage to that defending CC. And then what a brilliant Warden ability for that core multi-target Inferno for the balloons to path their way straight there. And he's a Lalo expert, and it shows exactly how to do it right there. And hey, the Lalo attack is one of the hardest attacks in the game. It is not easy. Many people try to say, hey, I would love to learn it, I want to try it. Then they give it an attempt and they're like, oh no, I'm not doing it. It's way too difficult. They tend to stick with a lot of the other attack strategies, or even bring in the ground game, which we may now see bring in some maybe P.E.K.K.A. smashes, but would we potentially see the use of Super Bowlers, which we saw earlier today, or even maybe the Super Witches, which definitely have a chance at a time fail on that side.
Yeah, that is not a more reliable late war attack, especially going so slow. You're not going to win any time games at that point. So Axio probably want to prefer sticking to the script that we had seen earlier with them actually going out and using hybrids in this first hit. And yeah, they'll do it again. Here comes Godzilla with another hybrid army. Queen charge to start here with the 5 healers set up and a lot of different spells ready to add on top. 2 heals, but notably 3 rage spells. Expect to see those dropped with the Queen early on to get this funneling done. We actually do have 2 single target Infernos for this base, so that does bode really well for Godzilla's attack. Lots of ground targeting Expos, though 3 of them in fact are going to make it tricky for these hogs, and well defended scatter shots as well. The splash damage is going to be the main thing that Godzilla has to worry about, and so he will try to go for this Eagle Artillery first, that right side compartment, the first to get action here, Carbon.
We've got the Queen making her way to the left side. With the single target Inferno locking on this Queen, he can drop that free spell, finally does, but notice these spring traps. There's a lot of spring traps on the bottom side of the space on the outside, potentially to launch maybe, well, I'm trying to see, well, his heroes are on the other side. I was going to say, well, Headhunters, but the enemy Queen Royal Champ are nowhere near here. Maybe Ice Golem or maybe Super Wizards or some type of charge. Either way, this Queen is continuing to push through. He does have one more super wall breaker. He can path this king in towards the eagle because there is the open wall there. But the Queen, though, she's so low. Oh, no, her ability was forced. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, yikes there, but at least he can be happy that there's kind of no big key targets in this bottom compartment that he has to use the ability on. He's going to take a lot of heat from this Giga Inferno, but CC Troops coming out with a rage spell on top. She is going to stay nice and safe with those healers to protect her. Just the miss of that Eagle Artillery, it seems to me, was the bigger letdown out of the gate here. Hybrid army is going to come in from the opposite angle anyways, and will stay heavily committed to the plan that Godzilla had. Can this get the triple, though? He is awfully forced into a difficult uphill battle now with a minute and 19. He's going to have to not just apply massive damage, but also go super fast. Finds a skeleton trap right next to that Eagle Artillery, and that's more bad news for him because it might actually even buy an additional shot off from that Eagle Artillery on defense, raining down hellfire on this hybrid army. Protection from the Eternal Tome is good for 1 salvo, but can it keep off a second? Barbarian King going for the swing. No! That's another shot from the Eagle Artillery, raining down on a huge clump of troops. Godzilla's offense is getting wrecked.
With no Royal Champion ability anymore and losing the Queen out early there, she was not able to stab her way through to take down these storages and that scattershot, and the hogs and miners completely evaporated from the left side of this base. The Warden's going to be going down. These Wizards are going to be going down. And this is a very strong defense from Lexno stepping up here to try to help them get closer to winning the grand finals of this qualifiers here for the Clash Masters. Because you win this war right here, you're going to be taking home $1,500, which is really nice to be winning a war in Clash of Clans.
Oh yeah, certainly would be an awesome prize to claim, and yet the question mark remains, will they be able to nab it here? We are closing in on victory for Space Station, hot off of their offensive success. They are also picking up some amazing defenses claims as well. And this is just so tantalizing. You know that their mouth is watering right now, Carbon Fin. They are going on back-to-back victories and just picking up so many happy results against Axio, a squad that has had great planning in the past, has executed well on their first attack here in this war, but just like collapsing under the weight that Space Station have been applying onto them. This is a long, pressure-filled cooker of a match that Agent 33 is looking to snatch out of Axio's hands. A triple here will make it all but certain that Space Station claim victory. How will we finish this off?
Well, he's looking to finish off with a 3-star nonetheless. Can Agent do it with this queen to the top side, grabbing a funnel? We have an Air Expo that will lock on the queen. He knows he doesn't have any healers, so he's just going to pretty much send the queen off by herself toward the section. Another wall break, which the queen is going to step in to go for the town hall, and he notices there's just enough. Whoa, no, queen! You're not going into the Air Expo. Oh, she continues her down. Oh, no, he wanted that Air Expo to go down, even the town hall from his queen. But that is unfortunate.
Awful brutality for Agent 33 to suffer on that, and yet we will still give him a shot back at it. Go in hard with your Sui dive, and you need to be well rewarded as a result, but distraction for this queen who's already popped her ability. Even that freeze spell can't keep her alive at this point. Poison out on these troops might just barely edge out the victory against these super minions. He did get the double stack poison there, so that does buy him a little bit of breathing room, but Town Hall still stands, not yet even activated. It's going to be a big low from the opposite side here. Agent 33 making a risky shot, but he still does hold the battle blimp in case he needs to get that Town Hall down with a safe and reliable strat anyways.
Well, with a Warden ability already going off, protecting the headhunters to take out the enemy queen, he's hanging on to the blimp. He's hanging on to a rage spell as well and a freeze. We've got ourselves a Tussle farm popping up by that town hall over there. That scatter shot down south. He's finally now sending the blimp in to secure the 2-star, but he knows at this point there's some skeletons to distract the top side. Oh man, he's got 3 more balloons to use. Town hall has been secured. A few balloons pushing its way to the top. Wait a second. Hold on, can Agent still get this? 3 balloons, a haste, and how did he do that? Though. Oh, yeah, but he's got freeze. He's got haste. Oh! He's going to freeze it
and he's distracted with the balloons out bottom as well. Yes. Haste and the freeze, I think it's done it, Carbon.
Oh,
clean up the outer
goodness.
edges. There's still a lot left.
Agent,
should be good,
I thought he was in recovery mode just to save a 2-star. But a brilliant recovery for the triple. Agent 33, well done. Imagine if his queen took that town hall down, this would have been absolutely crushed. And he got the 3-star nonetheless.
Immaculate showing there to Agent. Congratulations on a huge strike. Really well-earned triple on an attack that I thought had already fallen apart. But like I said before it started, if he gets the 3-star there, that is going to be all he needs to go home happy. Space Station now have a 2-star lead, and with only 2 attacks left for Axio, it would be a catastrophic failure of their offense for them to lose at this point. They have all but secured victory and can really finish this war off with a big smile on their face. I know their fans have got one right now because this is exactly what Space Station were hoping for.
Yeah, Space Station are in the driver's seat. They can walk away with just a few more 2-stars and percentage pretty much here because Axio do have just that 1-3-star that we're seeing. What is going to be now the next plan for them? Are they going to come in with something that's risky? I mean, at this point, they're probably going to have to. They're going to have to be sending an attack that needs to go for the 3-star to compete, because they're trying to take down Space Station, winning the #1 spot here in qualifier number 2 to get points to qualify for the playoffs. But here's Jude taking on Marno's base, and this is the first time we are seeing a Queen Charge Hog Rider attack. It's not the hybrid involved the miners, it's just straight up hogs. If I'm thinking about doing hogs, the first thing I have to look for is where my queen is going. So it looks like she's charging the queen towards the town hall. But are you going to take out both bomb towers? That's what I look for. Where are the bomb towers? The one is by the town hall, and the other one, I wonder if it was there earlier where the blimp kind of went. If you could take both bomb towers out, then you have a really good potential of coming in with hog riders.
Jude is going to find a fearsome target now with this Hog Rider army. No miners to block up against and support. Instead, he's going to be Queen walking along the outer edge. And yeah, Carbon, I mean, he's just got so much up against him. For Axial to get the victory here, it would be the biggest upset from a 3-attack start on either side that ClashMSTRS history has ever seen. A 2-star advantage for Space Station Gaming and a massive percentage lead on top of that. Still, this is going to be the grab of the Town Hall and an easy chance as well to take down that enemy Archer Queen. A little bit of a distraction there from the primary target, but that's nothing that Jude can't handle. Back end Eagle artillery is starting to hammer away, though, and that does justify the crack with the super wall breaking to try to get into that compartment. He's already committed the Barbarian King, but do you think he's going to be able to walk up all the way to the top side there?
I mean, he's trying to. With the early warning ability to protect these hogs, there's a giant bomb, ground skeleton as well. The other bomb tower is actually up by that Eagle artillery, so if the king can make his way there, I don't think he's going to survive. Whoa, we got some traps popping. The hogs moving straight to that middle multi-target inferno. The queen is still alive. There's the heal spell right over the middle. Some more headhunters. Wait, look at that wall break. Over all the way to that other multi-target inferno for the queen to continue her charge through.
Wow, Jude has really impressed and done it. He's got a lot left to go for this attack. He does have to summit over a pretty tricky wall setup here for that elixir storage in the bottom, but he does have 45 seconds, so that should be enough. You know, keeping that Royal Champion alive and dodging any remaining defensive structures, she should be able to do it. There's actually 2 elixir storages he's got to get on the backside. Could have been a problem if this had been a concern for time in the end, but it is not. Jude's got 30 seconds left and only 4 buildings left to finish off with lots of cleanup, ready to throw that shield all across the map. The big bounce and the finishing blow. Axio get the 3rd star in this attack, bringing their total up to 10. Still just 1 above Space Station, who had the chance to return fire now. But, man, if there's anything that's going to keep them alive, it's that from Jude.
You know, he dropped the invis there to make the RC invisible, but it could be risky because wasn't he accidentally made that storage invisible? And some players of Clash of Clans have probably wondered that. Well, if there is all but 1 building left and you have an invisibility spell and you drop it on that building, what's going to happen? Is the attack over? Does it end? Well, the answer is no. The troops will basically just sit there. They won't do anything. They'll wait for the invisibility spell to wear off, and then they'll finally go after it. So you could essentially time fail if you accidentally make that invisible there. I've definitely done it before. Have I time failed? I don't think so, but I've used it to like make a king invisible so the cleanup goes around him, which is definitely something that is very strong to do if you do have it at the end typically. But he was very nice, got the 3-star there, but now comes in Marno. He's coming in with another Mass Inferno Dragon attack, and we're going to see probably an early warden ability here to protect these balloons. Yes, indeed, because he wants these balloons pull as many traps as possible.
big, heavy entry point here, and Rage spells hard on that Town Hall, knock it apart for the first star, and that's a big spread on the interior. A bit of a scary spread, in fact, for me. Marinol has done great work with Inferno Dragons and Dragon Riders in the past, but man, he is just barely justifying the damage mitigation and the tornado trap mitigation as well by having such a wide spread, because there's so many splash damage structures that can engage all of these troops. He's got a nice collapse now into the interior where that life aura from that Grand Ward is protecting most of them, but is that enough to get all the way to the backside where we still have an Archer Queen up, firing away, now distracted by skeleton spells, but an air defense, a scatter shot, a multi-target Inferno in the core?
Ooh, yes! It goes down in the middle there. We've got the Inferno Dragon still trying to push their way through, but the Raw Champion does still have her ability, and here comes that back and skeleton spells to provide distraction onto this Tesla farm. With the RC ability still intact, it's looking good. Another skeleton spell is being used. RC's ability should be going off, skips through, takes down quite a bit of these Teslas. Scattershot's going down, providing the distraction what he needs. His queen is still up over on the far left with over a minute and a half left. Marinol beautifully, absolutely comes away with another 3-star here, and they are walking away with this. That's going to put them up to 12 stars. They are up by 2 stars with one more, with the same amount of attacks used, actually, 4 to each side. And we have Lexnos, the final attacker of Space Station. And I think all he needs to get is 1 star in percentage, and I mean, he can walk away with that. So Space Station are looking really good.
Yeah, very happy with their performance so far. You know, if you're their coach or manager, you are going to be just celebrating already. A 2-star lead with only 1 attack left for each team, even with a triple from Axio and a 2-star from Space Station. That would be a guaranteed advancement. This is really just going to be a celebratory time. And in the chat, you can see it. They are going wild with the XQC Omegas, the cursed results. I mean, Marinol is getting a lot of support from his fans as well. He's a content creator in his own right and loves to share the strategies on his channel. So be sure to go check it out there if you want to learn how to fight just the same as Space Station does. But as far as Clash Masters is concerned, this is going to be just about as convincing of a lead as you can get for a finals round. And it looks like the big prize of $1,500 and the points are going to be going their way very soon, Carbon.
We're going to see the final set of attacks. I mean, the craziest thing has to happen in order for Axio to have a chance at taking this one, but they're still going to try to close it off. We got these final 2 attacks here of the grand finals match of the second qualifiers, because we still have 1 more qualifiers next week that you do not want to miss. And you at home can sign up your team. Yes, your clan can participate as well. Just make sure you join the Discord server for Clash Masters, and then you guys can learn a lot more. I also follow their Twitter, where they release a lot more information about this tournament. And there's a ton of money on the line. But here we go. We're going to be getting ready for Axio's final attack here. Going to be coming in. We're going to have to see, is there going to be dragons, which we've been seeing a lot. We've been seeing a couple more hybrid attacks in this board, then also a hog rider, which did get it done. And today, the final attacker from Carrot is going to be bringing back the air, the Queen Charge Dragon Riders. But this is with the log launcher here to cut all the way across the base.
Interesting. I love to see it. I've been waiting all day for a log launcher. But with Dragon Riders, it's kind of an interesting question why he would do that. Instead, maybe it's going to be funneling for these heroes. The Archer Queen certainly needs that log launcher to be able to hop over so many walls that are set up there in the core, but it's not going to get a log launcher early on to help with this Queen charge. So instead, maybe it's going to be a longer attack on the back hitter. I guess he could swap out the siege machine at some point in the back, but look, we're going to get a wizard as well to assist with the cleanup along the top edge. Some easy free damage to get up there thanks to that Queen Charge's start. CC pull out here is going to get some poison spell action even early and before the Lava Hound pops, just to make sure that those other remaining troops don't cause any big problems here for Karat. Axio in a lot of difficulty, knowing that they have to go for the triple even just to keep their heads above water, but about to be dunked down by defenses of Space Station if they can't get it in right now, Carbon.
Well, the blimp, ooh, pushing to the town hall. There is a tornado trap right there, thinking you can send the blimp from the close side of the town hall. Isn't even able to take it down. There's the Invis. I don't actually think so. I think these goblins are going to take a path around. Wait. Yes, no, maybe so. And the Town Hall goes down and pushing this queen straight into the core, keeping her alive with that multi-target Inferno. The queen's not going for it. So he's going to lose all these healers of the queen.
Ouch, big drop. That is going to be painful for Karat. Instead, he's going to have to just rely on these heroes to get the additional cleanup along the outer edge. The queen in the center is taking massive damage. Another Seeking Air Mine, and the pushback of those healers. Queen goes down, Carbon.
Oh, man, unfortunate. But I don't know. I wonder if he wanted that queen to try and jump in towards that multi-target Inferno, because the jump did connect that compartment. But she just didn't want to do. He does have that War Internal Tome to use. Finally, now he uses it through some of these Teslas, the back-end air defense. But he's got 40 seconds left. He's got 2 balloons. Can these... Wait, drop the balloons. I would drop them over on the left there to distract the AD. I don't know why he's not. You want to protect these Dragon Riders. What are you doing? I guess he doesn't want to do that. Here's one balloon onto the...
it's over. Carbon. It's honestly.
I understand. Yeah, but still, you drop the balloons. So he would have maybe had a Dragon Rider or 2 left up here. Drops the healer. Actually, no. The archers pull the healers down to the bottom side. Seeking air mines, red air bombs as well. Down goes the Dragon Rider. And the Warden with the owl probably could finish off the rest of the space, but it's going to be a time fail for Carrot. And Agent Space is going to hold.
It does wind up being a kind of a tricky setup, though. The question you got to ask yourself is, do you want to try to do anything you can to improve the attack as it is, or would you rather try instead to just kind of hold on to those loons and wait for a chance that might appear later to get the 3-star? Either way, it wasn't going to be in the cards this time around for Axio. With 12 stars and 92.8%. That is going to be the end of their run. If Space Station just get a single star or even a 0-star with high percentage. So congratulations to Axio to making it here to the finals. I won't sing their death dirge just yet, but Space Station are ready to step up to the mic and let this finale take place. I am excited to see what they have for their final showing, because as Lexnos has shown in the past, he can bring a really interesting army attack, army composition for his final attack. The 5th one here with kind of a wide open space to do something weird, wacky, and impressive. Now's the time to get some support and fans out there. Lexnos, show us some confetti. Let the fireworks fly.
And he's deciding to bring the Hogs, the Queen Charge Hogs here today for Lexnos. He should be able to easily secure at least a 1-star no matter what. So he should lock this war up with the Queen taking out the air defense towards the right, and then walking over, looks like to the left side here, set up a little bit of a funnel to the right. Healers are not down on the Queen just yet. He does have 1 regular wall breaker, maybe to test for the pathing of it potentially, but he's got to drop the super wall breakers here eventually, maybe towards the scatter shot. Okay, it looks like that's where he wants to break in, so he's walking this Queen quite a bit. He's going to blimp the single target Inferno and air defense to protect this Queen as she walks right on by this area. Oh, the Queen ability.
Oh, yeah. Forced out there early for Lexnos. Facing off against a scatter shot. That's a lot of damage potentially crashing in. He's going to keep those healers just barely safe out on back, a long enough range to prevent that scatter shot from being able to splash in. Lots of damage potentially coming in from the rocket balloons, but they don't reach the Archer Queen, who's raged up and ready for battle. Huge poison spell helps her out as well, and it's going to be another little poke and prod in the bottom corner with a balloon and a Hog Rider seeking around, looking for any danger. They aren't going to find any of it, though, and Lexnos is cleared to start the main phase. These Hog Riders shouted from the skies, leveled up to 11, maxed out and ready to rock this base. Here we go, Lexnos!
He's charging to the Town Hall. The Queen now locks down, but remember, he does not have her ability. So he's going to have to invest a freeze or something onto him to keep that Queen going. With the Warden ability, doesn't protect all the Hog Riders. He does have to have sent something into the middle for that gold storage, because he's going to pass it right on by. But the Town Hall is going to be going down. Healers actually do keep this Queen up, The 2 stars has been secured. He would have won just on the single star, but he's trying to keep these hogs going through with the Tesla farm popping on the top side of the base up there. Can these hogs continue their push through? He's got the RC with her ability. The queen is just staying alive. The RC clears a little bit of the core, moving her way to the multi. Pops her ability. The multi goes down. Same with the cannon. The king is working on the Tesla farm up top. The headhunter is actually taking out the middle gold storage. The second header helps come to assist, and this is going to be a 3-star from Lexnos. Beautiful. With that early queen ability was a little scary there, but he's going to be able to get it done. And what a performance from Space Station to put up a perfect war here in the grand final match of the second qualifiers of the Clash Masters.
High fives and firm handshakes all around. It takes nothing less than perfection to grab those 15 stars, and there was not a single weak link in that chain for the final war against Axio. They have really finally done it, Carbon Fin, a squad that has had great performances in the past through Clash Masters, making it through to the last stages of playoffs, getting into even the final rounds of Clash Masters, but just barely missing that first place showing in each successive event. Now they have done it. They can walk home proud. First place is the most points, and let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket now as it has been finalized, and we have one last look at how things ended for our second open qualifier of the second season.
Space Station taking that spot up there. So we have Space Station with the #1 first place finish here. Then Axio finishing in second. Hagir Metal taking third place. And then Dark Jack taking fourth, which means let's go and bring up the leaderboard. We're going to combine from last week's scores to this week. And here we go. We sit up at first place tied. We have Space Station and NGT Legends since NGT won last week. Both 15 points apiece. We have 12 to Axio and QSFN, who both finished in second. Hagir Metal, Team Bangladesh at 10 points, and then Dark Jack and JX Tiger. So you can see there's alternating points across the board here because each week it's been different teams that has qualified. So it means it's going to come down to week #3. If any of these teams make it back, they are looking really good to at least be in the top 4. And that's what you want to be. On the left side of that screen, the top 4 moves on to the playoffs. And then if you don't make it there, you have to try to qualify in the last chance qualifiers.
All right, you are, Carbon Fin. And if you only make it through on 1 week, hey, at least getting first or second place puts you in the top 4.
Yeah.
But performance in multiple weeks is going to come in over the top. You see how many points the teams can get in the top 4 spots. If you combine those together, that's enough to overcome even a team that got first place. So congratulations to the squads that are already in the lead. But really, the third week is wide open. Plenty of opportunities for any other teams to make it back in, score those points, and guarantee their spot in the Clash Masters Season 2 playoffs. Of course, we've got a last chance qualifier on top of that as well, with 4 more spots to get in there. So regardless of whether you've got points or not, make sure to take that chance to compete next week and the week following, because this $20,000 prize pool ain't gonna hand itself out. You got to climb to the top if you want to earn it, Carbon.
Absolutely you do. So make sure you guys sign up. Check out the Clash Masters Discord and their Twitter to learn more about next week's qualifiers, to sign up your clan, because the signups will be open for you guys. But that's going to wrap up today's show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And again, thank you so much, production and my co-caster, Woody. It's always a pleasure to cast alongside of you. And congratulations again to Space Station for taking it. Make sure you guys tune in next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, the same times at 4 p.m. UTC for the next set of matches to be coming in the third qualifiers. But till then, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. That's going to wrap this one up. See ya.